listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from UPMC Park. We're getting set for Game 5 in this 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatas with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, pretty much everything that I had brought up in the pregame show of yesterday's game could probably be carried over into today's game. Bowie lost another one-run game last night that had plenty of opportunities for them to push ahead, including a massive chance in the top of the ninth inning that they weren't able to overcome. Bowie has lost 27 games this year by 1 run. That is the lowest winning percentage in 1-run games in the Eastern League, while playing the most 1-run games in the Eastern League. Bowie has more than 1/3 of their losses this year by 1 run. If they could just get over that final little hump with so many runners left on base, leading the league in that category as well, and with runners left in scoring position, so much left on the table for the Baysox to turn so so many of these losses into potential wins. And I had said it with some back-of-the-envelope calculations in last night's game. If Bowie could have even turned half of their one-run losses at this point in the season, just half of them, if they had turned those games into wins in one way or the other, Bowie would have the best record in the Eastern League right now, and it wouldn't even be close. That is how much this team has just been not even crushed, but just, I mean, you could say have their hopes crushed by the way that so many of these losses have precipitated. As they try to get back to work today, the back-to-back one-run losses, of course, hurt them because it means Bowie is back into a tie for first place with Erie at the moment. As we look ahead to today's game, we get you set up with the numbers for the contest as Bowie comes in for game number 125, a 62-62 record, back to 500 on the year, as Bowie is on a two-game losing skid, 6-4 over their last 10, 27-34 when playing on the road. Erie also comes in for game number 125. The Seawolves are 74-50, a two-game winning streak for Erie. They are 6-4 over their last 10 as well. 38-23 when playing in front of the home crowds here at UPMC Park. In the second half, Bowie and Erie tied for first, 35-20 in the Southwest Division. That is the best record for both teams in the Eastern League here in the half. Portland, though, is on a big run. They've won 6 consecutive games up in the Northeast Division. They are just one game behind Bowie and Erie for that best record, 34-21, as Portland has an opportunity to perhaps secure a spot with the second half title in the Northeast Division. But around the rest of the Southwest Division, aside from Bowie and Erie, Akron still maintains their position in third place at a 31-24 record. They are 4 games out of first at the moment. They picked up a win last night over Altoona, and that loss to Altoona dropped them down to 28-26 on the year. They didn't lose any ground in the standings because, of course, Bowie lost, but Altoona is still 6.5 games out of first place, and including today's game, there are only 14 games left to play in the regular season. So theoretically possible for Altoona. They actually do come up to face Erie on Tuesday, but it's still a very big, long shot. As we look ahead to today's game, we look at the starting pitching matchup. Wilmer Flores will go for Erie, while Chase McDermott gets the ball for the Baysox. And Flores, while he is facing off against the Baysox for already the third time this season, the disclaimer is still important that he is not the Wilmer Flores that you may be familiar with, the infielder for the San Francisco Giants. He is actually Wilmer Flores' younger brother. He's just also happened to be named Wilmer Flores. But this Flores has really turned some heads into what's been a stellar second pro season. He wasn't really on any prospect list at the start of the year, but he's been popping up on them in the in-season additions thanks to his work this season with a 5-2 record and a 2.51 ERA with Erie. He did allow only one hit in his Double-A debut against New Hampshire, but then ran into a bit of trouble with the Baysox the first time he saw them in May. Bowie nicked him for 4 runs and 7 hits in just 4 1/3 innings, but he took down Bowie back in June at Prince George's Stadium with 5 innings of 1-run ball. Bowie has actually not won either of the 2 games that Flores has started for Erie. Now, really, the only problem for Flores has been distance this season because he has not allowed more than 4 runs in any of his starts this year. Of course, a 2.51 ERA will give you a good understanding of that, but he's not been able to finish the 5th too often. Of his 16 starts, he has only finished the 5th inning 7 times. So that's where Bowie does normally do a lot of their good work, knocking out starting pitchers early, racking up the pitch counts constantly, and maybe digging into a bullpen here or there, but usually it's Bowie working well against starting pitchers and building a lead that they can coast through against the starters. Of course, this series is still perhaps a bit of a different story as the Baysox have found some success over the Seawolves bullpen, but not all of the success that they might necessarily need. Because again, Bowie loaded the bases in the top of the 9th last night with none out while trailing just by 1, and they could not score that game-tying run. Well, Chase McDermott gets the ball for Bowie. He had a big bounce-back start. I said it going into Sunday's game against Altoona that it was a prove-it kind of start for McDermott after allowing the runs that he had, 14 total in just 8 innings of his first 2 Double-A starts. He really needed to show his worth on Sunday, and boy did he. 5 innings of 1-run ball. He struck out only 4 batters, which was a little bit lesser considering what he did the start before with 7 punch-outs over Altoona. but to only allow the one run after retiring the first 9 batters in order before giving up a walk and a double, that tells you what he's really capable of. But I said it about 5 seconds ago. Walk. That's going to be the key term in this game for McDermott. The walks were what critically burned him in his first 2 AA starts. 10 walks over those 8 innings, including a career-high 6 in his AA debut. Curveball was playing well in Sunday's game against Altoona. He was using it a little bit more, and the slider looked fine, but there are still plenty of times where batters can easily see it and lay off of it. It's not like in high A where batters will take a quick swing and a miss on a slider in the other batter's box. So McDermott should continue to improve, and the way that Bowie has been building some of their pitchers, you hope that today will be a very high-quality start for him, especially after Bowie has gotten back-to-back strong appearances from their starting pitchers. Garrett Stallings threw a quality start yesterday, and 2 days prior, Cade Povich was able to spin a quality start, 6 innings of just 1-run ball. We've got plenty to come here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, and as we mentioned, Garrett Stallings, following his 6 innings yesterday with 3 runs allowed, he's going to join us. We go back in time a little bit. The last time we spoke with Stallings was only about 2 weeks ago, following a good start he had against Somerset. So we're going to get his thoughts on just what it's been like bouncing up and down in terms of a couple of months here for Stallings this season. So we're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Hey fans, do you know your mud hens from your trash pandas? Then play Minor League Rundown, the official free-to-play game of Minor League Baseball, and compete for tickets and game day experiences. Rundown is made for masters of ballpark trivia. Playing is free and easy on any mobile device. Just head on over to www.valleyplay.com to sign up and play. Return for each open round to vie for more prizes, including the grand prize to attend Championship Weekend in Las Vegas this October. It's never been this fun to get caught in a rundown.
Let's keep it going here with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Game 2 of 6 between Bowie and Somerset. Garrett Stallings spun his 2nd consecutive quality start last night. 6 strong innings, and we're checking in with him right now. Just the quick usual. What was the best pitch working for you last night?
I would say that my curveball was pretty good last night. I actually didn't have my cutter too much, so kind of relied more heavily on my slider and curveball. But, continue just to change speeds, try and keep them off balance, and did for the most part. Got hurt on, one fastball, but overall it was pretty good.
Of course, the big news coming out of the last couple of weeks was the Orioles announcing you as the minor league pitcher of the month for the month of July. How did the news get broken to you? Did Kyle Moore let you know?
Yeah, Kyle Moore let me know in the clubhouse with Joey Ortiz at the same time before he broke it to him, which was kind of special. Like having the player and pitcher come from the same team was kind of a special moment, and even more so after my comeback from the month of June. It meant a little bit more to me. So definitely an enjoyable moment, something I won't forget.
Is there much that you think back on from June at this point, or is it still just taking start by start, appearance by appearance, and improving on each individual outing? Yeah,
obviously it's hard to, not reflect on what had happened, but I think, in order for you to win, there has to be someone who loses, and I think, that was my time of, losing and learning from that situation, and, I think I've come out on the better because of it, so, I'm grateful for, my ups and downs, and like you said, just kind of taking it each start, and a few more this year, just kind of want to finish strong.
We were talking a little bit before this. You said you were surprised at the the big response from some of your folks at the alma mater, that volunteer fan base. They really showed you up to say, hey, big job, congrats, man. What was that kind of reaction like?
Yeah, I mean, it means the world. You know, it feels like, I left my mark on Tennessee and loved every second of being there. And, my mind left it in a better place than it was. And, it's been so fun on this side of things watching the program grow. And, I feel like I still can call that place home and connect with the coaches and, fans. And pretty special getting the shout out from them.
As we continue on with Garrett Stallings here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, what have been some of the maybe drills or changes that you've been working on in some of your bullpens with Josh Conway lately? Is there anything that you might give us even a slight behind-the-scenes look into?
Yeah, I won't give you all the details.
Not the secret sauce, but yeah.
It's probably not as much as, most people would think. I think it's, slight things with my posture, a lot of this game's mental, though, too. So I think it's just getting back to being confident and, I'm here for a reason, and I'm going to go out there and showcase, the best of my ability every time I can. And, it's just been awesome to be able to continue to build from start to start. Even these last 2 or 3 starts, I feel like my stuff's gotten sharper and sharper and thrown to better locations. And, that's just something I'm always trying to fine-tune certain things. Not too much, but I think it's been working and want to continue to grow with, the development people here. And it's been a fun ride.
Bullpen's still been putting up some great numbers as well. So how do you normally confer with them in the dugout? Do you guys converse a lot? Obviously, you aren't necessarily too close to each other during the game, but maybe when they come back out and a guy like Loprich is going out for a second inning or Easton Lucas is going to go out for a third inning.
No, I mean, it's, I'm going to let them do their game plan. Yeah, maybe if, the umpires maybe having more of a high strike zone versus a low strike zone, that might be something I share. But, they're not getting too much in my business. I'm not getting too much in theirs. But you are right. We've had an incredible bullpen lately, and it's been really fun just watching them build off of each other. I think that's you see one guy have success, and he kind of hands the torch to the next guy. And, I think there's a reason that, the offense, the pitching, the defense, everything's been pretty sharp lately, and I think that's the reason we're having so much success.
What's the next goal for you? Is it just, like I had said before, improve on each start?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know I've been really thrilled, going deep into a lot of these games lately, going out to the 6th. That's something that, I've always kind of prided myself on is, being conditioned, being strong enough to be able to be as strong in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning as, first or second. So, honestly, been healthy most of the year. Just want to continue to finish the year healthy and on top and just continue to prove what I can.
And then as we continue on with Garrett Stallings here on the pregame show, big news coming into this week, Ryan Watson and Drew Rom both getting the call up to AAA. What was kind of your reaction like celebrating with those guys as they got the news? Yeah,
I was super excited for them. This is, I think, a rare organization where most of the guys are very thrilled when, guys are getting promoted, opens more spots, brings guys from lower levels up, get new opportunities. So I was thrilled for the both of them. They've been guys that, I've leaned on all year and continue to watch, and super proud of Ryan Watson, the growth he's gone through, and, he's just been a straight line across the board. And, Drew Rom's been pretty sharp. His fastball's getting, increasing velo. He throws like 8 pitches. He's, he's always going uncomfortable against the opposing lineup. So, again, thrilled. I hope to be pitching with those guys for a long, long time. So, really happy for him.
Any new shows you've been watching on that long road trip leading into this long homestand?
I did just finish that show, The Terminal List, which was pretty cool, but I haven't picked anything else new since that. But
it takes effort to start.
I don't know.
Show,
usually, if you get any ideas, throw them my way.
Well, if you've got HBO Max, Westworld has been my show to go to. They just finished season 4, but we can talk about that later. Garrett, thank you so much for the time.
No problem. Thank you.
That's Garrett Stallings here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We'll step aside, be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Back one final time here to UPMC Park in Erie as we wrap up the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We're going to take a quick break. When we're back, it's first pitch and all the play-by-play. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from UPMC Park. It's Game 5 of this 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. And as Wilmer Flores warms on the mound for the Seawolves, the starting lineup for the Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at shortstop, you've got Daryl Hernandez, followed by Connor Norby in left field, batting second. Kobe Mayo at third base, bats third. Hudson Haskin in center field, bats fourth. Cesar Prieto is the second baseman, batting fifth. Cody Roberts catches and bats sixth. Toby Welk at first base, bats seventh. Andres Angulo, the DH, bats eighth. And Zach Watson in right field, ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They're managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Calvin Christensen is the video coordinator. Lindsey Birchfield and Blake Wooten are the athletic trainers. Bowie is 62-62 on the season, 35-20 in the second half. And again, their lineup features Hernandez, Norby, Mayo, Haskin, Prieto, Roberts, Welk, Angulo, Watson, all to face off against Wilmer Flores on the mound. UPMC Park here in Erie is 328 feet down the line to right field, 317 feet down the line to left, and 400 feet to straightaway center. As Daryl Hernandez digs in, fifth game of his AA career, he's 2 for 18 so far. He doesn't have an extra base hit yet, but 2 runs batted in. He has stolen a base, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Flores is ready to go on the mound. He turns, kicks, and fires the first pitch. It's a fastball. Swung on and missed high. 0-1 to start. We're underway at 4:06 p.m. on an 83-degree, partly cloudy day here in Erie, Pennsylvania. There's a lot more sunshine and some blue skies out past left field. The 0-1. Fastball skims inside for a called strike at 92. It's no balls and 2 strikes quickly on Hernaiz. Bowie came into this series tied with Erie atop the Southwest Division. They won the first 2 games, but they've not been able to pick up the last 2. The 0-2 pitch here, and Hernaiz swings and misses. High fastball, and Flores strikes out the first batter on 3 pitches. Let's tell you about the rest of the defense around him. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Dane Myers, Parker Meadows, Daniel Cabrera, Trey Cruz at third base, Gage Workman at short, Andrew Navigado at second, Quincy Naporti at first, and Dylan Dingler catches behind the plate for a right-hander, Wilmer Flores, on the mound. As Connor Norby digs in, 295 average, 954 OPS. First pitch, he watches a curveball miss high. It's 1-0 to start. 52 games played for Norby so far this year with 11 doubles and 2 triples, 15 home runs, 38 runs batted in. As Flores deals the next offering, Norby flinches on a slider down and away, runs the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Wilmer Flores, 6'4", 225-pound, 21-year-old right-hander from Valencia, Venezuela. He was a non-drafted free agent signed after the 2020 draft by the Tigers, the 2-0 pitch. Fastball called for strike inside, and it's 2-1 on Norby. Flores has a 5-2 record this season with a 2.51 ERA in 16 games, all starts for Erie. 71 2/3 innings under his belt as he holds set at the waist, fires the 2-1 pitch into Norby, and it's called a strike at the letters. Changeup runs it even at 2. 79 strikeouts for Flores against just 16 walks. He has allowed 8 home runs. Opponents are hitting him at a 219 clip. Bases empty, 1 away here in the scoreless top of the first, the 2-2, and Norby gets a piece. Fastball in on the hands, and it goes back to the screen. Count stays even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flores is making his 3rd appearance against the Baysox this season. First one was fine. Erie won the game in his favor, but he did allow 4 runs in 4 1/3 innings on 7 hits. Here's the 2-2 to Norby. Swinging a hard hit ball out toward right field. Cabrera's running back, but he's got a beat on it. In front of the warning track, he makes the catch. Line out to deep right, and Norby is retired. Now Mayo will bat. Umpiring crew for today's game, you've got Matt Carley and the crew chief over at third base. Jay Young Kim is at first. And Tom Fornarola calls the balls and strikes behind home plate. As Mayo digs in, 247 average, a 690 OPS in 21 games, 3 doubles, no triples, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. As Flores winds from the first base side and fires the first. Norby slaps it into right center field for a base hit. Headed toward the gap, but it's cut off by Daniel Cabrera. Mayo will hold with just a single, but a great run that Mayo is on. Hits in 4 consecutive games now for the right-hander, and 8 of his last 9. That ties a season-high hit streak for him with Bowie. 2-out base hit when Bowie did not get their first base hit until the start of the 4th inning yesterday against Erie's Ty Madden. Madden spun a quality start with a career high, 10 strikeouts. And now Hudson Haskin will bat here with runner at first, 2 away. 270 average and 833 OPS. First pitch, and Haskin watches fastball miss just outside at 93. 1-0 to start. 99 games for Haskin this year. 22 doubles and 3 triples, 14 home runs, 52 runs batted in. As Flores works out of the stretch for the first time today. Fires the 1-0 pitch in, and Haskin takes a late hack at a changeup to foul it off to the right side, and it's a ball and a strike now. But each of the last 2 losses in this series for Bowie have been by 1 run. They lost 3-2 on Thursday and 4-3 last night, with multiple chances with runners in scoring position stranded. The 1-1. Haskin swings and misses on a high fastball. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bowie loaded the bases in the top of the 9th inning last night without an out, 2 singles and an error, and they got nothing out of it. A force out, a strikeout, and a flyout ended the inning, ended the game. Runner at first, 2 away here in the top of the first. The 1-2 to Haskin, swung on and missed for strike 3. Flores strikes out 2 in a scoreless first inning. Mayo stranded at first, and we go to the bottom of the frame. Bowie nothing, Erie coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, Then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
Well, the Bowie Baysox come up empty in the top of the first. A two-out single by Kobe Mayo is left stranded. And as we move to the bottom of the first, here in Erie, Pennsylvania, Chase McDermott warms on the mound. And he gets ready to face off against the following Erie Seawolves lineup. Leading off at second base, you've got Andrew Navigado, followed by Gage Workman at shortstop, batting second. Parker Meadows, the center fielder, bats third. Quincy Naporti at first base, bats fourth. Dane Myers in left field, bats fifth. Dylan Dingler, the catcher, bats sixth. Daniel Cabrera in right field, seventh. Trey Cruz at third base, eighth. And Bryant Packard is the DH. He bats ninth. Erie is the AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. They're managed by Gabe Alvarez, assisted by John Murray and Dan Rickaball, and Ali Cady. Chris Vick is the athletic trainer. Erie is 74-50 on the year, 35-20 in the second half, and again their lineup features Navigado, Workman, Meadows, Naporti, Myers, Dingler, Cabrera, Cruz, Packard, all to face off against Chase McDermott on the mound. As Navigado digs in, the right-hander's hitting .262 this season with a .780 OPS in 83 games, 15 doubles, no triples, 14 home runs, 35 runs batted in. As the first pitch home, and Navigado belted out toward deep left center field. Haskins running back. He's reaching up at the warning track and makes the catch. That one hung up a lot higher than it looked like it would initially have gone off of the bat. But Haskin was fortunately able to cover some ground while shifted the other way to make the catch. Rest of the defense for Bowie today, you've got Connor Norby in left, his seventh game there this year, while Haskin is in center, Watson in right. Kobe Mayo at third, Daryl Hernandez at short, Cesar Prieto at second, Toby Welk at first, and Cody Roberts catches for Chase McDermott. First pitch into Gage Workman, switch hitter, watches fastball miss down and away, and it's 1-0 to start. .230 average for Workman this year, a .717 OPS in 114 games, 27 doubles and 8 triples. Next pitch, curveball, just misses away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 14 home runs for Workman, 66 runs batted in this season. As we're scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning, the 2-0 pitch is belted up the first base line but foul. High fastball was kind of hit hard, but just a little bit too early for Workman. That one would have cleared the netting had it stayed fair in right field. McDermott shakes one off, but now he turns and fires the next pitch, and it bounces in. Off speed, runs the count to 3-1. Chase McDermott, 6'3", 197-pound, 24-year-old right-hander from Anderson, Indiana. Traded over from Houston at the deadline. He was a part of the 3-team deal that involved Trey Mancini. The 3-1. Bounce to first, holding on it easily as well. He'll glove at the waist and trot to the bag himself for a 3 unassisted. 2 up, 2 down. The Baysox are in their alternate orange jerseys today. Black block Bowie on the front side, gray pants, black cap, while the Seawolves are in a special jersey today. It's their Black Panther night at the ballpark, so they're wearing all black jerseys, designed and inspired by the Marvel superhero character with that spiked necklace design across the chest. First pitch into Parker Meadows, misses down and away, a changeup. It's 1-0. White Seawolves on the front side still in text, and then white pants and a black cap for Erie. .263 average for Meadows, 807 OPS. Next pitch is a fastball, misses high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 99 games for Meadows this year with 15 doubles and 6 triples, 16 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Here's the 2-0. A fastball comes right down Broadway, and it's 2-1. Chase McDermott is 0-1 this season with Bowie, a 10.38 ERA. This is just his 4th AA start. The 2-1 is swung on and missed. Curveball down, and it's 2-2. 13 total innings for McDermott. He struck out 15 batters, but has also walked 12 and allowed 5 home runs. Opponents are only hitting him at a .213 clip, though. Bases empty, 2 away, and the 2-2 pitch bounces in, and that curveball went well too far down in front of home plate. You can see the divot about 5 feet in front of the plate where that ball skipped in. Runs the count full. McDermott has not allowed a base hit on a full count yet. 0 for 5, but 4 strikeouts and 7 walks. That's been the key issue. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the first. Infield playing straight up on the lefty, and the 3-2 pitch is swung on and lifted out toward deep left field, toward the corner. Norby's running, loses the hat, he dives, and it's off his glove in fair territory. Into second base is Meadows with his 16th double of the season. Norby gave it a good run, but it was just too far out of his reach. And Erie gets a runner in scoring position on a full count double by Parker Meadows. We've been seeing a lot of work on full counts over the last couple of games as Quincy Naporti steps in. He had a home run yesterday on a full count. It was his 5th full count home run all season out of 29. And then yesterday, Andrew Dashbach had his first full count base hit all season after having 70 different plate appearances go full at the start of the year. Here's Naporti, first pitch, swing and a miss, high fastball. It's 0-1 to start. 272 average for Naporti, an 885 OPS in 109 games, 23 doubles and 2 triples. He leads the league with 29 home runs and with 82 RBI, both categories. Runner at second, 2 away, the 0-1 pitch, and Naporti slices it foul to the right side. It's 0-2. So this is where McDermott needs to knuckle back in. The first and second innings have been some of his troublesome innings just over his first 3 starts. But, of course, he is coming off of a good start against Altoona. The 0-2 is a late attack on an inside fastball, and Naporti just punches it foul to the right side on a bounce, and the count stays. McDermott retired the first 9 batters he faced against Altoona on Sunday. He walked the first batter of the 4th inning, and after a quick out, gave up an RBI double, but that was it. He would have won the game, but Erie blew a save. They eventually walked off. The 0-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Hanging curveball down and inside, and Naporti takes a half-hearted whiff at it. First strikeout for McDermott, strands a 2-out double at second base. And as we move to the second, we're scoreless. Bowie and Erie, you're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On to the second inning here in Erie, a scoreless ball game. Each side getting a 2-out base hit, but straining the runner as Wilmer Flores worked around a Kobe Mayo single in the first for 14 pitches. Chase McDermott worked around a Parker Meadows double in the first on 16 pitches. As Cesar Prieto will lead off, 5, 6, and 7 in the Bowie lineup to bat, and the only left-hander on roster is hitting .266 this season with a .662 OPS in 80 games. As Flores waits with third base played in as Prieto hacks at the first pitch and fouls it off back to the screen, 0-1. Prieto hasn't been one to attempt the bunt lately when it's him in a leadoff role. He'll usually go after the first pitch and then that's it. The 0-1 here. Misses high a fastball and it's 1-1. But as I constantly say, opposing defenses never really have caught on to that fact just yet because the third baseman still plays in if he wants to try for it. The 1-1 pitch here. And Prieto waves and misses on a low curveball. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 21 doubles and no triples for Prieto, 3 home runs and 32 runs batted in. After him, Cody Roberts and Toby Welk will bat. If any of them reach, Andres Angulo should get a chance. As the 1-2 pitch is too far inside a fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind pushing out a bit to right field. Have some heavy clouds that are moving through, but not too much of a chance of rain. Tomorrow might be a different story, and we're going to cross our fingers as to what might come to pass in terms of the unpredictable weather here. The 2-2, Prieto gets a piece again, and it goes back to the screen. Count stays. Scoreless here in the top of the second. But we did have the early goings of a potential run-up on the opposing pitcher yesterday. Ty Madden did have some lengthy first 2 innings. The 2-2, an early swing and a changeup, and it's poked to second. Picked up by Andrew Navigado and sent to first in time. Prieto is retired, 1 away. Yeah, by the end of the second inning, Ty Madden had already thrown 32 pitches, so he was getting up there. But he jumped right back into pace thanks to a 7-pitch third and a 5-pitch fourth. But then Bowie instantly turned it around by taking the 5th inning 20 pitches, even though they did strike out in order. It was a very interesting outing for Madden, but it was a quality start. Here's Cody Roberts. First pitch to the right-hander is a curveball that brushes him off inside. He peels back on it. Count starts out at 1-0. 264 average for Roberts with a 759 OPS in 72 games played. 16 doubles and no triples, 7 homers. As the next offering is called a strike. Snapped up on the lower inside corner. It's 1-1. Roberts has 38 runs batted in. Flores gave up 7 hits in his last start. It was a winning effort. Behind 6 innings against Harrisburg, the 1-1. Fouled off again to the right side, and it's a ball on 2 strikes. Remember, Bowie collected 7 hits against him in their first appearance back in May. That was only the 2nd start at Double-A for Flores. And at the moment, that's still tied for a season's high from the right-hander. 7 hits. The 1-2 pitch. Roberts swings and misses. Breaking ball down and inside. 3rd strikeout for Flores. So now here's Toby Welk. 252 average for Welk, a 735 OPS in 30 games. 8 doubles and no triples, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. Well, at the 4:05 start time here this afternoon, you've got plenty of sunlight to deal with now that some of the clouds are starting to separate. First pitch into Welk is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. With the 6:05 start times that we had the first 4 games this week, there was a little bit of shadow that was crossing home plate every day, and it only took about till the 3rd inning for the shadows to reach the rest of the infield. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 on Welk. Toby has had a good series, 7 for 16 with a homer and 5 runs batted in. 3 strikeouts against just 1 walk. But Bowie has been having a tough time in these first couple of innings. Really only 1 batter has had some good innings. The 0-2 is swung on and golfed out toward deep left field, but Myers has it read the entire way. He steps back only about 3 feet. Makes the catch, and the Baysox go down in order in the 2nd. Bottom of the frame coming up. We're scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional, organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Bottom of the second in a scoreless game here in Erie as the Baysox have one base runner through 2 innings. Chase McDermott goes on his second inning, this time against Dane Myers, Dylan Dingler, and Daniel Cabrera. Myers a .278 average and an .853 OPS this season in 93 games played. First pitch from McDermott is a fastball that misses inside. It's 1-0 to start. First 5 batters that McDermott has faced, 3 of them have started ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes so far. Next pitch, Myers watches curveball miss inside, it's 2-0. 15 doubles and a triple for Myers this year, 24 home runs, including 2 this series, 66 RBI, 2-0 pitch, bounces in, 3 balls and no strikes. Myers had the pivotal game-winning home run in the bottom of the 8th inning last night. Hit it against Jensen Elliott after Elliott came on to try and preserve a 3-3 tie, the 3-0. Outside, a 4-pitch walk. First walk given up by either side as Myers reaches safely. Not the batter that you should really be walking, as Myers has struck out 102 times this season. That is only his 17th walk this year. Here's Dylan Dingler. .242 average, a .765 OPS in 105 games. First pitch. Fastball misses high. 5 straight out of the zone for McDermott. 22 doubles and 3 triples with 14 home runs and 58 runs batted in. The walks have burned McDermott constantly here in his young AA career. The 1-0 is popped up. Left side, foul ground. Mayo ranging, looking for the tarp, and he's going to run out of room. That one actually got well out of play. Looked like the wind had died down a little bit. If it stayed as windy as it was in the last half inning, maybe that ball would have carried back a little bit toward the field of play, but the count goes even at 1. Runner at first, no one out. Here's a pickoff throw, no tag. Myers does have 18 stolen bases on the season, and he had a critical one in the 4th inning yesterday as well. After singling, he stole second, and with 2 outs, came around to score on a Daniel Cabrera single. The 1-1 here to Dingler, misses well high. Fastball, runs it to 2 balls and 1 strike. Pretty open right side of the infield here for Dingler as the 2-1 is called a strike and a good curveball inside. It's 2-2. Dingler has been more of a pull-heavy batter. He just more than often avoids going up the middle. He'll go the other way on a fairly average basis, just pulls it more often than anything else. 2-2 pitch here, and Dingler watches outside. Slider runs it full. Parker Meadows had the double with 2 outs in the 1st inning on a 3-2 pitch. Second full count that McDermott has worked to today. After a 16-pitch 1st inning, this second is off to a much slower start. Right-hander sets. Myers takes off. The 3-2 is called strike 3. Throw to second is late. It was close, but Cesar Pareto wasn't able to get the tag there in time. Myers beat out the throw, his 19th stolen base of the season. But Dingler called out on strikes. That's the second punch out for Chase McDermott today. But stolen bases still don't help as Bowie doesn't want to fall behind here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Daniel Cabrera digs in. A .206 average and a .603 OPS in 85 games played. First pitch home. And Cabrera drills it out to deep left center field. This could be tough, but Connor Norby sees it. Steps back and makes the catch. Myers wasn't even thinking about tagging. That's a pivotal out here for the 2nd of the inning, and now Trey Cruz will bat. An opportunity for McDermott to put together a scoreless frame. That'll get you right back in in terms of pitch count, too. A first pitch out after a 4-pitch walk and a full count strikeout. So here's Cruz, 3 for 11 in his first 4 games at AA, a 702 OPS, but no extra base hits. He's been buoyed by the walks. 3 walks against 4 strikeouts. First pitch here, and Cruz watches a fastball called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. So back-to-back first pitch strikes for McDermott. They've got a decent shift on. First base playing close to the corner of the foul line, the 0-1. Swing and a miss and a curveball down. That was a good one from McDermott. Hadn't seen the curveball much this inning. So no balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the second inning. Bowie went down in order in the second. Erie got the first batter aboard here in the second on a 4-pitch walk. He stole second base on a strikeout. And now the 0-2 to Cruz is poked slowly to first. Easy play for Welk as he scoops at the foot. Turns the corner, heads to first, and he'll continue jogging back to the dugout. 3 unassisted ends the inning, and that leadoff walk is stranded at second. Third inning coming up. We're scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Still only one homestand left this season at Prince George's Stadium. After the Baysox wrap up this road trip tomorrow, they're back home on Tuesday the 6th, and includes the last fireworks show of the year as well on Saturday the 10th. So be sure to get your tickets at Baysox.com. Should be a fun day. We move on to the third here at UPMC Park in Erie as the Baysox and the Seawolves are still scoreless. Andres Angulo leads off, 8-9-1 in the Bowie lineup to face off against Wilmer Flores. Right-hander only has 1 base hit allowed in 2 scoreless innings. The first pitch, Angulo watches a high fastball. It's 1-0 to start. After Angulo, Zach Watson and Daryl Hernaiz will bat. Andres Angulo, .333 average, a .714 OPS, still just in 5 games with Bowie, as the 1-0 pitch is fouled off back to the screen, and it's 1-1. Angulo has a double, no triples or homers. He's driven in 3 runs with the Baysox this season. He's only struck out 3 times, has not drawn a walk. Flores needed 13 pitches for his perfect second inning. The 1-1 here is again fouled. Gets back to the screen, and it's a ball on 2 strikes. He struck out Cody Roberts on 4 pitches and got a couple of quick outs of Cesar Prieto and Toby Welk. Here's the 1-2, and Angulo again gets a piece, this time on a high fastball. Goes back over the screen. Keep the count the same. Now the clouds are starting to carry over a little bit on this ballpark. Give us a little more shade from the sunlight we had in the last half inning. Another 1-2 pitch, and Angulo reaches for it, splinters his bat on a cracked ball over towards short, picked by Gage Workman. And with time to spare, he gets it to first base, 6-3 putout. Yeah, small sliver, I'd say about 6 inches long. Maybe more so a foot, and about 3 or 4 inches wide, just flew its way out toward third base and came to a rest just about toward the pitcher's mound. So a little sawed-off piece there, and there's one away as Zach Watson steps up. Number 9 batter hitting 177 with a 533 OPS. First pitch to him, and he rips it to third, but foul. Kicked up a large chunk of dirt to the left side of the foul line, only about a foot away from third base, and you can still see that little hole of dirt. So it's 0-1 to start. 81 games for Watson this year with 9 doubles and 2 triples, 7 homers, 27 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1 offering, and Watson pops it up. Right side of the infield, ranging out to the outfield grass, Naporti, and just before crossing the foul line, he makes the catch over the shoulder. Not necessarily a can of corn, but with how slowly it went up and came back down, Naporti didn't have much of an issue on it, and there's 2 away. Back to the top of the lineup now for Darryl Hernaiz, as Flores has faced just 1 over the minimum so far here into the third. Still a scoreless game. Hernaiz struck out swinging on just 3 pitches in the first. They put a mild shift on for the right-hander, first pitch in, and he gets pulled back on an inside curveball. Fortunately, just missed the waist, and it rolls back to the screen. Count starts out at 1-0. Again, not too many first pitch balls for Flores so far. That's the 4th against 10 batters faced. Here's the next pitch, and Hernaiz swings through a fastball, outside edge, and it's 1-1. So again, only 2 for 19 here at AA Hernaiz when you include his strikeout in the first. And I said it in pregame, I think it'd be nice to see that strike zone discipline as the 1-1 is fouled off back to the screen again. It's a ball and 2 strikes because he had some great discipline, both with Delmarva and with Aberdeen. Bowie really needs him on the base paths. Whether or not he's getting big hits, you don't really expect him to be driving in runs a ton. You just want him on the base paths for his speed. And we've not been able to see much of it this series. The 1-2, and Hernaiz swings and misses. High fastball, another perfect inning for Flores. He's retired 7 in a row, 4 strikeouts. Bottom of the third coming up. We're scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Bottom of the third here in Erie, still a scoreless ball game. Matt Sabatas with you on a fine night. We've seen a little bit of chilly temperatures, especially last night. Problem is looking at some rain maybe going into tomorrow, but we're looking good today as the sun is starting to poke through some clouds. Brian Packard leads off for Erie. The number 9 batter in the first pitch from Chase McDermott is a high fastball, 1-0 to start. 148 average for Packard and just a 418 OPS, so an anagram of his average, in 8 games at AA. 1 double, no triples. The 1-0 pitch misses outside a fastball, and it's 2-0. No homers for Packard yet. 2 runs batted in. He struck out 4 times, walked 3 times. As we're scoreless here in the bottom of the third. Next pitch home, and Packard lifts it out to deep right field. This one's gone. First AA home run for Brian Packard, and Erie leads 1-0. First pitch balls for McDermott have been burning him today. He's running into the same problem he ran into in his first Altoona start, and a little bit in that Somerset start as well, where when you fall behind early, you have to work from behind the entire time. Sets you up instantly to fire up an easily hittable pitch, and that's what happened right there. So Packard has 3 RBI now in his career on his first Double-A home run, and now it's back to the top of the lineup for Andrew Navigato. First pitch. Navigato watches a called strike, high fastball. It's 0-1 to start. Navigato flew out to center field back in the first inning. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses down and away, and it's a ball and a strike now. Next offering misses down and inside. 2-1. After missing those first 2 pitches, McDermott just fed him a fastball right above the waist. 2-1 misses high, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Navigato. This is an Erie team that is hitting home runs at a rate pretty much never before seen in franchise history. The 3-1. High ball 4. 2 batters, a home run and a walk to start the 3rd inning. Second walk of the day from McDermott. And now here's Gage Workman. Erie has the 2nd most home runs in the Eastern League this season, trailing only Somerset. That was their 166th. First pitch home to Workman. It's a breaking ball, called for strike on the bottom edge of the zone. It's 0-1. Workman grounded out to first back in the first inning. But we could really use a double play right now. Shortstop would be the one to cover second base if that got it on the pull side of the switch hitter. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, high fastball, and it's 0-2. Workman's hit into 5 double plays this season. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Down and away, a fastball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, you really hope that that's going to be the one blemish for Chase McDermott's day. He only had really one blemish in his start against Altoona on Sunday. As the 1-2 pitch here is down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you've got to be careful with it. If you're giving up a home run to the batter hitting only 148, that is a tough start. 2-2 to Workman. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Breaking ball down and away. 3rd strikeout for McDermott. First out here in the 3rd inning. But again, Bowie is going to have to work from behind. Each of their last 2 losses, the Seawolves scored, well, at least they had a lead early. Shouldn't say that they scored first, because Bowie did score first on Thursday when Connor Norby had a solo home run. But in the bottom of that first inning, Justin Armbruster instantly gave up 2 home runs, and Bowie trailed 3-1. First pitch to Parker Meadows. He squares to bunt and doesn't get it anywhere. Fouled off back to the screen. It's 0-1. To attempt a sacrifice with 1 out is an interesting choice, especially when Meadows doubled on a full count back in the first inning. Bowie trailing 1-0 now here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, bounced to first and past the glove of Toby Welk into right field. Navigato goes first to 3rd. A bad read off of the wall. Meadows goes to second, his second double. And there's 2 in scoring position with only 1 out. 17 doubles on the year for Meadows. Even if Toby Welk hadn't been covering the bag, which he was supposed to be doing anyway, so it's not like he did something wrong. But even if Toby Welk hadn't been covering the bag on that play, the ball probably still would have gotten by him simply because he would have been further away from the foul line in a routine position. But it's going to lead to a mound visit as McDermott has faced 4 batters in this inning and only retired 1 of them. Gives a chance to look around the Eastern League as there's actually not too much to talk about. Erie has made these 4:05 starts a part of their schedule for the foreseeable future. They do it in April, May, in September. Why September, I'm not as certain. Well, I guess I understand why, because it does get very cold around here. So you want to try and at least get some sunlight for an additional day, and that's the point of the 4:05 starts. But because of the 4:05 start, Bowie and Erie are the only teams playing in the Eastern League right now. Altoona and Akron will get going at 6 o'clock, as will Richmond and Harrisburg, and then Hartford and Reading. Binghamton and Somerset won't get going until 6:35, and then New Hampshire hosts Portland at 7:05. And now here's Quincy Naporti. A strikeout swinging on 3 pitches in the first inning. First pitch to him here is popped foul out of play. Over to the right side, and it's 0-1 to start. Again, double play is out of the equation now. With runners at second and third, still only 1 out. The infield plays fully in. McDermott sets, looks back second base, fires the 0-1, and it bounces in. We're seeing too much of the curveball bouncing here from McDermott. What exactly leads to it? I couldn't tell you. Too many balls skipping in right now as McDermott's running into issues. He steps off of the back of the rubber, waiting for this 1-1 pitch to Naporti. Second and third, 1 away. As the next pitch in is down and away. Slider runs it to 2-1. Well, that strike rate for McDermott is not looking too pretty right now either. 48 pitches, only 25 of them going for strikes. That's barely just over half. Again, you want it around 60%. The 2-1. Called a strike. Fastball in the upper outside corner. It's 2-2. Well, Naporti was quite a find for the Tigers organization this past offseason. Got his chance back in affiliated ball after a couple of years out, and he's not wasting it. The 2-2. Bounce to third, but foul. Too far ahead of a curveball at only 75, and the count stays. And Naporti hadn't played for a team affiliated with a major league club since 2019. Didn't play at all in 2020, as most did. But then in 2021, he played indie ball in the Frontier League. Got signed to be the veteran infield presence, strictly for Erie. And it's a role that he's really carried well. The 2-2 pitch. Not sure where that one missed. Maybe a bit inside, but it runs the count full. So a big pitch here for McDermott. The 3-2. Grounded to third, speared by Mayo. He goes home with it, and they've got the runner. Navigado came sprinting home. A great play in the hot corner by Kobe Mayo to throw out Andrew Navigado, 5-2. Second out of the inning. Parker Meadows stays put on the play as well, so Naporti moves to first on the fielder's choice. Second out of the inning. Bowie has run into that play offensively dozens of times this season. So to finally turn it themselves is hopefully a sign of good luck to come, because they need it right now. Dane Myers steps in. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Fastball outside, it's 0-1. Myers walked on just 4 pitches in the second inning. He's got one of the lowest walk rates on the team. Less than 4%, the 0-1. Misses high, and it's a ball and a strike. It's a chance for McDermott to limit the damage to just 1 run here in the third. Here's the 1-1, and Myers smacks it out to deep right field. Watson has a read, curls around, and makes the catch. McDermott holds the line after allowing the solo home run to Bryant Packard. He strands 2 on base. But we go to the fourth, and Bowie trails. It's 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates, with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Fans, don't forget, care's around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. No appointment needed. Learn more at PatientFirst.com. On to the fourth inning here in Erie as the Baysox now trail 1-0. A solo home run for Bryant Packer, the 148 batting number 9 hitter for Erie, has them ahead. As Wilmer Flores gets back to work for the fourth, he's retired 7 consecutive batters. Connor Norby digs in, and the first pitch home to the right-hander, he squares, but pulls back on a high fastball. Got there in time, and the count starts out at 1-0. Norby lined out to right field his first time up. After him, Bowie Baysox will bat, and then Hudson Haskin to follow. As Flores sends in the next, Norby swings and gets a piece on a high fastball. It's back into the mid of the catcher, and it's a ball and a strike now. Norby's had a good series, 6 for 17, with 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in, but one man can't do it all. As the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed down and inside, a curveball. It's 1-2. It's what makes the loss of Joey Ortiz and Colton Cowser in promotion to AAA all the more devastating to Bowie, especially after the 1-run losses last night and the night before. The 1-2 pitch, and Norby pokes it foul. Third base side, while reaching ahead on a low curveball, it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. It reminds me of the last time these two teams played. I shouldn't say last time because Bowie was here once already this season, but last season when Bowie and Erie played at this ballpark, the only time they played here last year. It was billed as what was going to be the most power-packed series in all of minor league baseball that year. And it really didn't live up to that expectation. The 1-2 to Norby misses high a fastball. It's 2-2, and there was plenty of good reason why. There were 4 of the top 5 prospects in minor league baseball anticipated to appear, with Riley Green, who eventually became a top prospect overall, Spencer Torkelson, who was a first overall pick. The 2-2 was fouled off to the right side, and the count stays on Norby. And then, of course, Adley Rutschman, who was the 2019 top overall pick. And then Grayson Rodriguez. Rodriguez pitched, obviously, for only 1 game. But in that series, Spencer Torkelson and Adley Rutschman, I think, combined, batted for less than 200 over the 6-game set. And it was a wash. The 2-2 misses inside a curveball to Norby, and it runs full. So, again, one man can't do it all. And while Norby is having a stellar series, the rest of the Baysox around him haven't been able to get the critical hits at the key times. 3-2 pitch, and Norby checks his swing for a called strike 3. Came on the inside edge, and Norby has some parting words for it, as that pitch looked to be in the similar spot as the previous called ball. But then again, the ball that was called for ball 3 looked like it was a strike anyway. So here's Kobe Mayo. 8 consecutive batters retired by Wilmer Flores. Mayo has the only time spent on base for Bowie today. He singled with 2 outs in the first. First pitch to him here, and Mayo watches a called strike. Fastball in the upper inside corner, and it's 0-1 to start. Here's the next. 1 pitch is called for strike again. Mayo not happy about it. Steps out of the box and just stares blankly at the umpire. Count goes to 0-2. Bowie trails 1-0 here in the fourth. Next pitch home from Flores, and Mayo watches just high. I mean, that one looked to be same as the pitch that Mayo just got called for strike on. Quincy Naporti at first base, he didn't even understand how that pitch missed. He just threw his arms up instinctively in confusion at the play. Here's the 1-2. Mayo fouls off a piece. Gets back to the screen, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Bowie had a lot of trouble with this umpiring crew 2 weeks ago when they were in charge of the Somerset series. And it just seems to be that is continuing through the course of this series, which is very unfortunate considering the gravity that this series holds. The 1-2, and Mayo knuckles it into the dirt, rolled over to first. Naporti gloves. He's going to have to beat Mayo, and he does, just by about a half step. Mayo was booking it, but a 3 unassisted is the second out of the inning. 9 in a row retired by Flores. So now here's Hudson Haskin. Now, Chase McDermott's day might be getting shorter. He needed 25 pitches in the 3rd inning. Meanwhile, Flores, with already 2 more outs recorded, has thrown 5 fewer pitches. Haskin digs in. He struck out on a 1-2 pitch back in the 1st to end the inning. First pitch here, and he watches it miss low. Fastball starts the count out at 1-0. Again, 1-0 Bowie trails. As they try to avoid falling into second place. The 1-0 pitch. Haskin watches it miss high. 2 balls and no strikes. The Baysox have been in second place for a handful of days over the past few weeks, especially after they lost 5 of 7 in that series with Akron. But they've been at least tied for first for well over a week now, the 2-0. Called a strike at the letters. It's 2-1 to Haskin. So they moved into a tie for first back on the 24th. And they've either been tied or in sole possession every day since. Next pitch. Here's a pop foul. Third base side. It'll get out of play, just barely. Up against the tarp, but Trey Cruz really would have had to sprint to get there with how low that ball actually hung up. Run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flores has that long brown hair that sits on the back of his tall frame. You can see he's got a perhaps more muscular build, it seems, than his older brother. The 2-2 pitch to Haskin. Swinging a little nub foul hit off of Haskin's foot and rolled back to the pitcher's mound. The catcher was ready to sprint at it. Flores actually had a good bite at it off of the plate, but Haskin actually looks to be perhaps in a bit of pain. He's dropped his helmet. He was leaning over his bat slightly, and he's just kind of walking around, kicking that foot up to stretch it out, stretch out the leg muscles as well, but it doesn't seem like any of the athletic training staff is going to come out and chat with him. They're just going to let him go through it quickly, as the home plate umpire does give him the moment to breathe. And delivers a baseball to Flores, wipes off home plate. Those precious seconds, of course, add up. And as Haskin digs back in, the sun starts to slowly creep its way back across the field of play with a receding cloud moving away from it. The 2-2 pitch, Haskin watches a curveball for called strike 3. On the inside edge, and Haskin hovers in the box for a long time and points out where he thinks that pitch missed. He's still talking with the umpire as he starts heading back to the dugout. 6 strikeouts for Flores. He's retired 10 in a row. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Bowie trails 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Hey fans, do you know your mud hens from your trash pandas? Then play Minor League Rundown, the official free-to-play game of minor league baseball, and compete for tickets and game day experiences. Rundown is made for masters of ballpark trivia. Playing is free and easy on any mobile device. Just head on over to www.ballyplay.com to sign up and play. Return for each open round to vie for more prizes, including the grand prize to attend championship weekend in Las Vegas this October. It's never been this fun to get caught in a rundown.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. Still a 1-0 game. The Baysox, over 4 innings, have exactly one base runner. Chase McDermott back to work, facing 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. First pitch to Dylan Dingler is a curveball called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Well, those inside curveballs have been generous, a very narrowed-in zone, as the 0-1 pitch to Dingler is swung on and missed outside, a slider, 0-2. Hudson Haskin got rung up on one to end the top of the fourth. I watched it on replay, and it was not a strike. And that pitch to Dingler really wasn't a strike either. The 0-2 is swung on and missed down for strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout for McDermott. 2 of the pitches weren't even in the zone. And, of course, one of them he swung at. Dingler goes down. That's the 4th strikeout for Chase McDermott today. Look, and I've said this a lot. I said it back when Bowie was facing Somerset. And a little bit in the Altoona series, too, is that whenever I bring up a point to disagree with a ruling on the field, I try to make sure that I don't be a homer about it. His first pitch to Daniel Cabrera is called a strike on the upper outside corner. It's 0-1. And the fact remains is that both teams in this game disagree with the zone. The 0-1 pitch misses low, and it's a ball and a strike. They've both voiced vocal disagreements for it today and previously in this series. The 1-0 misses up and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. After Cabrera, Trey Cruz will bat. Bowie trails 1-0. Cabrera flew out to left field back in the second inning. Here's the 2-1. Curveball called for strike on the top half. It's 2-2. Haven't seen that too much from McDermott. The curveball high. We've seen it plenty low, including a handful that have bounced in front of home plate by at least 3 to 5 feet. 2-2 pitch. Pulled foul. Skied out to the right side, out of play, and the count stays even. But it was a long third inning for McDermott, and that's probably going to ruin his chance to even go through 6. As the 2-2 pitch here is swung on and missed for strike 3. Fastball racks up to 95 in the upper outside corner. 5th strikeout for McDermott, and 2 away here to start the 4th. So now Trey Cruz. But again, 25 pitches in that third inning. Gave a solo home run to Brian Packard on a 2-0 count to start. Walked Andrew Navigato. First pitch to Cruz. It's called a strike. Oh, goodness. That curveball looked to be under the knees. A good snap up at least by Cody Roberts, but it's 0-1 to start. Shift on for the switch hitter. Next pitch, down and away. Fastball is a ball and a strike here. McDermott had to work around runners at second and third with only 1 out. Fortunately, got a good play at the plate from the infield. The 1-1 smacked out toward deep left field. Norby's ranging on it to the corner. He looks to have a beat, and he pulls it down. Just shy of the foul line. 3 up, 3 down inning for McDermott. An efficient frame with 2 strikeouts. Top of the 5th coming up. Bowie needs to get on the board. They trail 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. The freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org, and let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Fifth inning here in Erie, still a 1-0 game as Bowie will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Wilmer Flores is still running wild. 11, make that 10 consecutive outs. Kobe Mayo, the only base runner for Bowie, with a first pitch single with 2 outs in the first. That's been it. Cesar Prieto leads off, left-hander, grounded out to second, back in the second. First pitch here is a high fastball. Misses, and the count starts out at 1-0. The first pitch ball has been very apparent for Flores today as well. That's the 4th against his last 5 batters on this second trip through the order. The 1-0 pitch. And Prieto swings and misses on a fastball inside. It's 1-1, but he's never seemed fazed by it, at least in comparison to Chase McDermott, who hasn't had too many first pitch balls, but the ones that he's had, they seem to burn him more often than not. The 1-1 pitch, and Prieto smacks it foul up the third base line. Run the count to a ball and 2 strikes now. After Prieto, Cody Roberts and then Toby Welk will bat as Bowie trails 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Brian Packard's solo home run in the 3rd has been the only run today. Flores steps back, kicks high, fires the 1-2, and Prieto again fouls it off. This one's skied out to the left side, count stays. A handful of first pitch balls have turned into base hits and walks. Brian Packard had a 2-0 count before he homered in the 3rd. And a 1-2 count still here on Prieto as Flores sends in the next, and Prieto pulls back on a high fastball. They're going to appeal on it as Prieto kind of turned his shoulders while avoiding the pitch. But the barrel didn't get too far. The appeal holds up, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the next, and Prieto swings and misses. Half-hearted swing on a high fastball. He had no chance. 7th strikeout for Wilmer Flores. Bowie starting pitchers have shown why they're the best in the league over the last couple of days. Reese Olson struck out 9 batters in 6 innings of 2-run ball on Thursday. Ty Madden, a career-high 10 strikeouts in 6 innings of 1-run ball yesterday. Wilmer Flores, 7 strikeouts in 4 1/3 of scoreless ball. First pitch to Cody Roberts is bounced to the right side, taken on a hop deep in the hole by Andrew Navigado, and he lofts a toss to first base in time. Roberts taken out on 1 pitch. There's 2 away. Here's Toby Welk. Welk flew out to left field on a 2-0 pitch back in the 2nd inning. Is the first pitch home. Welk watches a called strike. Upper inside corner, it's 0-1 to start. It was a 19-pitch 4th for Flores, but much like Madden, he's getting some quick frames following. As the next pitch to Welk bounces in, it's 1-1. Remember, Madden had a 7-pitch 4th and a 5-pitch 5th. That really helped him finish out the 6 innings. 1-1 here is swung on and missed. Fastball up and away, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. In all seriousness, Madden probably could have gone out for the 7th inning, but Erie opted against it, and it actually burned them. But we tied the game against one of the Erie relievers, Gerson Moreno. But bases empty, 2 away here in the top of the 5th as Bowie already trails 1-0. Here's the next. And Welk takes a half swing and a curveball down and inside. Appeal to the first base umpire. Confirms the holdup. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Welk's had a great series. Both he and Connor Norby have played well, but while Norby was batting, 1 man can't do it all. Sometimes even 2 men can't do it all. As the 1-2 is checked on high, a fastball. Welk didn't get the bat too far off of his shoulder, so it runs the count full. Especially when they bat so far apart in the lineup. Norby at second and Welk is usually anchoring somewhere in the bottom 3. That is helpful, of course, but when the other batters around them can't get on base, then it doesn't do much. Payoff pitch to Welk, and he holds off on a low and in curveball for ball 4. First walk given up by Flores today. He has walked a large handle of his batters this season on full counts, but still doesn't walk too many batters overall. So Bowie gets a 2-out base runner, extends the inning at least just a little bit. But Andres Angulo will bat now with a potential tying run at first base. Still 2 outs, however, in the 5th. Angulo grounded out to the shortstop back in the 3rd inning. First pitch here, and he watches fastball miss too far outside. It's 1-0 to start. Again, Angulo has come up in pretty big moments for the Baysox, despite only appearing in 5 games. His role in the Orioles organization has been to just be a catcher at any affiliate that needs the coverage. Next pitch is slapped foul out to the right side, and it's a ball and a strike. While Maverick Hanley was on the injured list for a week, Angulo was brought up to fill that gap. He caught a couple of games. He's the DH today. Hanley is back from the injured list, but I imagine Angulo will stick out the weekend with Bowie. Who knows, maybe even ride with the team for a little bit longer, all depending. And Angulo had an RBI single 2 days ago in his last appearance. Next pitch here. Misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Angulo. Runner at first, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Still just a 1-0 game. Chase McDermott allowed a solo home run to Bryant Packard opening the 3rd inning. Erie has 3 hits. The 1-1 here is slapped foul to the right side. I said 1-1, it was 2-1. They've still not caught the count up properly on the video board. It's 2-2. Angulo steps back in. Here's the next. That bounces in, and it bounces in front of Dingler. The runner will advance. Dingler was not too speedy to go after it. It hit off of his chest, and I think he was just going to let it stop in front of home plate, but it kept rolling, and it rolled so far away that Welk was able to take the free base. As it runs the count full, a runner moves to scoring position for the first time all day for Bowie. And Angulo, who knows, maybe a base hit, could tie this game up. Here's the 3-2, and Angulo watches slider miss outside for ball 4. So the wild pitch wasn't necessarily a factor in the equation, as Flores walks consecutive batters here with 2 outs in the 5th. I imagine this might lead to a mound visit. I don't see anyone warming in the Erie bullpen, though, as Flores is still at an okay pitch count. That was his 76th overall, but you do want to be careful. Dan Rickaball, the pitching coach, will come out and chat. But again, still no games underway just yet in the Eastern League. They won't get going until 6 o'clock. Same to be said about the Orioles organization. Norfolk hosts Lehigh Valley at 6:35. Aberdeen hosts Hickory, that's the Rangers affiliate, at 6:05, and that's the same to be said with Fredericksburg and Delmarva down in Oregon. Well, the Orioles are on a pretty good run right now. They're having a lot of fun celebrating Robinson Chirinos. He's celebrating 10 years of service time in Major League Baseball. That is one of the biggest accomplishments that I feel a lot of people overlook in terms of Major League Baseball players. That secures a lot in terms of your pension, your health care, and, well, what sort of amenities you get from the league following your retirement. It's a very exclusive club to reach 10 years of service time. So congrats to Robinson Chirinos, and it sounds like the team is going to at least have some sort of event or celebration, something to mark the occasion for Chirinos. Something well-deserved, of course. As Zach Watson steps in, tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Bowie trailing 1-0 here in the 5th with 2 outs. Watson popped out to first, his first time up. In the first pitch here, he lifts it out to deep left field. Myers is back to the wall, but he's got it read. On the warning track, he makes the catch, and the inning is over. A sentence told many times. Bowie strands a runner in scoring position, a tying runner. Halfway home at UPMC Park, Bowie trails 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to Baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Bottom of the fifth inning here in Erie. Thank you so much for stopping by this afternoon. Matt Sabatis with you from UPMC Park. As the Baysox trail 1-0. Chase McDermott is back to work. He is hoping for another clean frame. He retired the side in order in the fourth with 2 strikeouts. He faces 9-1-2 to bat. First pitch to Brian Packard is line to right field. Watson ranges over quickly and pounces on the ball to snag it. Packard with a couple of well-struck balls. He had the solo home run back in the third inning. But fortunately, he was a little too antsy here in the fifth, and McDermott gets him to line out. 68 pitches for McDermott so far as he tries to complete the fifth inning. Andrew Navigado will bat. 0 for 1 day with a fly out to center in the first. He walked on a 3-1 offering in the third, but he got thrown out at home on an infield grounder with runners at second and third. It was a close play. First pitch to him here is a fastball called for strike, and again, one of those generous inside edges. It's 0-1 to start. Next offering from McDermott, and a high fastball. Navigado thought about it, but only really moved the hands, didn't move the barrel, and it's a ball and a strike now. As Bowie trails 1-0 here in the fifth. Already the next pitch is a curveball rolled over foul to third, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. McDermott has given up only 2 ground balls. Make that 3. Because Naporti did hit into the fielder's choice in the third. But only 3 ground balls against the first 18 batters. The 1-2 pitch, line drive out toward right field, slicing the other way. Watson deep into the corner, reaches out and makes the catch at the waist before bracing up against the wall deep into the Bowie bullpen. He pulled it down still in fair territory, so that could have gone in for a double, if not a triple, the way that right field corner plays here at UPMC Park. Watson took away, no matter how many bases it would have been an extra base hit. And Watson pulls it down with a good grab. I feel like that one's worthy of a star. And now here's Gage Workman with 2 gone. 7 in a row retired by McDermott. First pitch to Workman, he tries to square a bunt again, but watches it all the way low, and the count starts out at 1-0. Here's the next pitch. Another curveball misses down, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Workman is 0 for 2 overall. Grounded out to first in the first, struck out swinging in the third. As the 2-0 pitch is bounced to first again, but up the line it pulls foul at the last moment. 2 balls and a strike now as Bowie trails 1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. The 2-1 pitch, and Workman swings and misses on a low off speed. It's 2-2. The way that this game is going is just continually reminding me of the way that the last 2 games have gone for Bowie. They have gotten some pretty strong pitching performances, maybe some dancing from the pitchers as the 2-2 is checked on, up and away. A fastball, and Workman held off. It's full. Bowie has gotten some strong performances. They have had to dance. You can't deny that. Workman, or rather McDermott, had to work with those second and third in the third inning as the next pitch is swung on and missed down for strike 3. But McDermott's on a run now. 8 in a row retired. He's up to 6 strikeouts. Bowie's offense just needs to finally back him up. As we go to the 6th, they still trail 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. Only one fireworks show left in 2022. It's Saturday, September 10th, when the Richmond Flying Squirrels come to town. First pitch is at 6:35. Hope to see you there.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Top of the 6th inning here in Erie as the Baysox still trail 1-0. They had their first chance of the day in the top of the 5th. Walked twice with 2 outs. But Zach Watson, after a mound visit, flew out to left field on the first pitch. That ended the frame, and now as Wilmer Flores gets back to work, he faces the lineup for the 3rd time through. Daryl Hernaiz to lead it off. First pitch to him, and it's a half swing on a high changeup. He held off. And it's 1-0 to start. Hernaiz is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Connor Norby will follow, and then Kobe Mayo after that. Flores at 78 pitches. The 79th is popped foul out of play. Gets behind the home plate, and it's 1-1. And Flores does not really seem to be anything wrong with him today. 7 strikeouts over 5 scoreless. As the 1-1 pitch is bounced hard to third, holding back on it and completely muffed. It's right by Trey Cruz into left field. And it gets by the left fielder. Myers couldn't glove it. That's going to be 2 errors. Wow. This has not been a clean defensive series from Erie, and they just gifted Bowie a runner in scoring position when it should have been a 5-3 putout. That's already the 2nd error for Cruz, just in his 4th game at third base with Erie here. And if Myers is charged with an error, I believe he will be. He was. That's his 2nd in 38 games out in left field. You don't see that too often. So now here's Connor Norby with tying run at second base and no one out. First pitch home, and Norby watches low and in changeup. It's 1-0 to start. Well, I said it, since the start of his 2nd trip through the lineup, Flores has been using the off-speed to open up plate appearances more, and it's been leading to a ton of first-pitch balls. Of course, it's not burned him yet. As the 1-0 pitch, Norby swings and misses. On an inside fastball, it's 1-1. So of the 11 batters that Flores has faced since he started his 2nd trip to the lineup, 7 of them have had a first-pitch ball. Here's the 1-1, and Norby gets plunked. Off speed, moves up and in to get off of the hands. And he just flips the bat hard back to the dugout. He's frustrated. I hope his hand is okay. Athletic trainer Lindsey Birchfield is going to come out as Norby just tries to keep his composure, walking up the first base line, staring directly at the base only. They're not giving him a grip test or anything. I think she's just asking if he's all right. Now we're checking the grip. It's the right hand that's being looked at right now. He has the glove off his left hand. But yeah, it's the right hand that they're looking at, and Norby looks, he just looks angry even taking the glove off of his right hand. But they don't really give him much of a test or a look. He says he's fine, even if he's unhappy with the outcome of the plate appearance, as I imagine he would be. But Flores does do that relatively often. He's not necessarily the most efficient pitcher. That's why he rarely lasts past the 5th inning. For him to get into the 6th is a rarity. That's the 9th batter he's hit this season, and it's going to be the end of the day for him as well. As Bowie gets 2 base runners on without the need of a hit or even a walk. First and second with no one out, a 1-0 ball game, and Flores is done. Kobe Mayo will bat against a reliever for Erie. We'll tell you about him in a second. We return after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to baysox.com.
Well, after Bowie had a big chance in the top of the 5th inning come to a close, they put 2 runners on with 2 outs and stranded them. They've got an even bigger chance here in the top of the 6th inning. As the Baysox trail 1-0, Wilmer Flores departs after facing 2 batters in the 6th. It wasn't a clean frame from the fielding side for Erie that led to this one. Darryl Hernandez reached second base on 2 errors, a fielding error by the 3rd baseman and another by the left fielder. Connor Norby was hit by a pitch on the hand, and that immediately lifted Flores. So Bowie has first and second with no one out, and Billy Lesher taking over out of the bullpen. Right-hander to face Kobe Mayo, who's 1 for 2 on the day for Bowie. He has the only Baysox hit with a 2-out single in the 1st. He grounded out to first in the 4th. Corner infielders play in. First pitch home, and Mayo squares. It's a beauty up the 3rd base line, barehanded by the catcher, and no one was covering first base. An infield single for Kobe Mayo. The bases are loaded for Hudson Haskin. That ball, as it approached the foul line, looked like it might have hit the lip of the grass and rolled foul. But Dylan Dingler didn't waste any time pouncing on it. The problem was Quincy Naporti had run down in response to the bunt attempt, and no one had gone to cover second base. By the time Andrew Navigato had realized what to do, it was too late. So a perfect bunt single for Mayo. And now the bases are loaded for Haskin, who's 3 for 10 with the bases loaded this season. Middle infielders still play back. They might trade 2 outs for a tying run. First pitch, and Haskin lines it to center field for a base hit. This will score 1 as Hernandez comes down. Norby gets the wave around. Here comes the throw. There's no throw home as it's cut off. A go-ahead 2 RBI single for Hudson Haskin. And the Baysox lead 2-1 here in the 6th. After only collecting 1 hit over the first 5 innings, the Baysox rally off back-to-back hits here in the 6th. The first 4 batters have all reached safely. And now Bowie has a 2-1 lead, a 1-run edge, and first and second still with no one out. RBIs number 53 and 54 for Haskin. Both of those runs are charged to Flores, and it closes his line on the day. First pitch to Cesar Prieto, misses up and away. A fastball starts it out at 1-0. Flores finishes with 5 innings today and a couple of batters. He allowed only 1 hit, but 2 runs. 1 of them was earned. He struck out 7 and walked 2. The 1-0 pitch misses down and away to Prieto, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. As Billy Lesher takes over, he's already blown the save opportunity. Lesher, a 6'4", 215-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Jacksonville, Florida, 17th round selection in the 2017 draft. And time is called as a ball had come in errantly from the Seawolves bullpen. They've instantly got someone new up and tossing. At least that's my assumption since the ball came running through, as Lesher has already blown the save. Prieto is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out swinging in the 5th. 2-0 pitch, and Prieto lifts it high out toward deep right field. Cabrera running back to the corner, feeling for the wall. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch deep in the corner. Both runners will tag as the throw goes to second, and it's offline. Mayo to third, Haskin to second on a deep, productive out by Cesar Prieto. Absolutely would have been a 3-run home run at Prince George's Stadium, but with 328 feet separating home plate from right field here at UPMC Park, that's just a deep flyout. So Prieto is 0 for 3, but now the infield will play in, and if Cody Roberts can get it out of the infield, then maybe Bowie can build a bit of insurance as they lead 2-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Second and third, only 1 away. Roberts digs in. Billy Lesher on the season is 26 appearances, a 1-1 record, and a 5.02 ERA. Roberts has struck out as well today. The first pitch, and he floats it out toward deep right field. Cabrera has a track on it, makes the catch. Here comes the tag from Mayo. The throw home is close, and they try to get the backhand runner as it's backhanded by the pitcher, and they go to second to get Haskin. But Mayo scores. The sacrifice fly is effective, but a double play goes 9-1-5 as Haskin is eliminated to end the inning. Bowie comes from behind, trailing 1-0. They play 3 in the 6th and take a 3-1 lead. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in Erie as the Baysox have suddenly found themselves ahead. They trailed 1-0 through 5, only collecting 1 hit in the top of the 6th. The first 4 batters all reached safely, and a 2 RBI single by Hudson Haskin gave them a lead. A sacrifice fly made it 3-1, and as we move to the bottom of the 6th, Bowie makes a pitching change. Chase McDermott is done, and thanks to Bowie pushing ahead, he is in line for his first Double-A win if the Baysox can hold on. Jake Prezina is taking over for the Baysox as the left-hander will face off against Parker Meadows, then Quincy Naporti and Dane Myers. First pitch is a curveball, misses inside, and it's 1-0 to start on Meadows, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles. 5 strong innings for McDermott. He allowed 3 hits, and 1 run it was earned. Next pitch from Prezina is a curveball for called strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1. 6 strikeouts for McDermott. He walked 2 batters and did allow a home run to Bryant Packard. That was the only run he'd given up. 1-1 pitch on its way, and Meadows bounces it to first. Gobbled up on a hard couple of hops by Toby Welk, and he takes it to the bag himself, 3 unassisted. And Meadows is retired for the first time today, as Quincy Naporti will step in. So Przina takes over to try and hold the line for Bowie. Fortunately, that 2-run advantage does help a tad. Jake Przina, a 6-foot, 190-pound left-hander, drafted in the 31st round of the 2019 draft out of Seattle University. He fires the first to Naporti, and it's lined up the third base side, but it looks like it's pulled foul. It touches down in the into the Seawolves bullpen, I should say. It's 0-1 to start. Naporti 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first, hit into a force out in the third. As Przina sends in the next, and Naporti belts it out toward deep left field. Norby's back looking up at the arena, and this one finds its way off the top of the arena. Naporti's 30th home run of the season, and it's a 1-run game. Well, I said this earlier in yesterday's game when Garrett Stallings gave up a home run to Naporti. If you're going to give up a home run to someone, I suppose that's fair. But you need to bend and not break now, because you're still going up against a batter that is not a tough out by any metric. As Przina just fed a fastball at the chest to Naporti, and he hammered it. First pitch to Dane Myers is called a strike in the upper inside corner. It's 0-1. Bowie leads now just 3-2 after putting on 3 runs in the 6th. Myers is 0 for 1 with a walk. The 0-1 pitch is a curveball lined to center field. Good pounce by Haskin. He runs in, slides, and he dropped the ball. It was off his glove. He had it, and he didn't close the glove right. Myers extends his hit streak to 13 consecutive games. And he represents a tying run on base now for Dylan Dingler. Jake Przina on the season has 13 appearances. He's gone 3-1 with a 2.95 ERA in 21 1/3 innings, 19 strikeouts, 6 walks. He had only allowed 1 home run all year before Naporti just took him long. First pitch to Dingler, fastball, called for strike in the upper inside corner. It's 0-1. Dingler has struck out twice, swinging in the 4th. He went down looking in the 2nd. Przina is coming off of a loss to Altoona, in which he probably went a little bit further than he should have gone. As the 0-1 pitch misses down and inside, it's a ball and a strike. It was a game that went to extra innings. Go back to the 27th. Bowie had a big lead. Przina came in and held the line for Bowie to come from behind as the pickoff throw to first doesn't get anywhere. Bowie had a lead, they lost it. Andrew Dashbach hit a game-tying home run in the 8th, and Przina had a perfect 8th and 9th. But Bowie asked him to go out for a 3rd inning in the 10th, and he didn't have it anymore. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Off speed outside, and it's 1-2 on Dingler. In that 10th inning, Przina allowed 3 runs to come across. Make that 4 runs. 3 were earned. He had 3 consecutive hits allowed with 2 outs. And Bowie lost 10-8 in 10 innings. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3 on a curveball that nearly hit Dingler's foot. He was so far ahead of that pitch inside that he was practically up the line by the time the ball even got to home plate. First strikeout for Jake Przina, 7th overall for Baysox pitching, and now here's Daniel Cabrera. Cabrera 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. He flew out to left field back in the 2nd. Here's another pickoff throw to first. No tag. We wait on that first pitch. Well, I was talking with Cody Roberts a little bit ago. Just what it's like working with a guy like Cade Povich or Jake Przina on the mound. Win Roberts has been one of the most adventurous catchers. First pitch to Cabrera, misses outside. Let me finish that thought. Adventurous catchers in attempting pickoffs to first. And he said it was mostly in response to the way that the rules have changed in minor league baseball. It's something to help out the pitchers in terms of holding on the runners. As the 1-0 pitch is called a strike on the lower outside corner. Oh, my goodness. Roberts didn't even really attempt a snap back to the zone on that. That pitch was just down and away. Oh, goodness. Brzezina got away with that called strike. Runner goes. The 1-1 is swung on and missed low, and Roberts can't make the transfer. Pitch was in the dirt. So Meyer steals second. He's picked up some crucial stolen bases against Bowie. He had one yesterday that turned into a run with 2 outs. Coincidentally enough, when Daniel Cabrera singled. So this is a much-needed strikeout pitch here for Jake Brzezina. Runner at second, 2 away. Bowie leads by 1. Brzezina snap set behind that left ear. Drops to the waist. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with another curveball, down and away. It's looking good for Brzezina with that hanging breaking offering. A solo home run for Quincy Naporti gets Erie 1 run closer. As we move to the 7th, Bowie leads 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Fans, don't forget about the last homestand of the season coming up Tuesday, September 6th. On the Sunday, wrapping up that week, the 11th of September, it's the Fan Appreciation Day with a Top Prospect t-shirt giveaway. First 500 fans ages 13 and up will get a free Baysox t-shirt featuring some of the top prospects from this season. As we move to the 7th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie, the Baysox push ahead 3-2, and the Seawolves make another pitching change. Billy Lesher is done after blowing the save. Toby Welk will bat against Yaya Shentu. First pitch in, and Welk watches a called strike on a fastball inside. Lesher is charged with the blown save, even though he was not charged with the run that gave Bowie the lead. Wilmer Flores was, with his 2 runs, 1 earned, but Lesher did allow a run of his own. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Welk lines it to second, right where Andrew Navigado is. Navigado was shaded close enough to the bag that while Welk pushed it up the middle, it was still in range. A line out to second starts the inning, and now Andres Angulo will bat. So the line for Lesher, 1 inning. He gave up 2 hits, and 1 run it was earned. He didn't strike anyone out, didn't walk anyone. That's the day. As Shentuf takes over. After Angulo, it'll be Zach Watson he'll face. As the first pitch to Angulo brushes him off near the ear flap. He had to buckle those knees hard and back out of the way. 1-0 to start. Angulo is 0 for 1 in the day with a walk drawn. He grounded out to the shortstop back in the 3rd inning. As the 1-0 pitch comes in, and Angulo watches fastball up and in again. That one not as close, but it goes to 2-0. Well, that home run from Quincy Naporti back in the 6th tied a Seawolves franchise record. 167 home runs for the Seawolves this season, including 2 today. 1 by Brian Packard, 1 by Naporti. The 2-0, and Angulo smashes it out toward deep left center field. Myers is curling back at the warning track, but he has it and makes the catch before nearly coming into contact with Parker Meadows. about 356 feet with a tall wall out there in left center. Angulo gave it a charge, but not enough. Yaya Shentu, a 5'9", 170-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Ocoee, Florida. 36th round draft selection in 2018. On the season for Erie, he's made 43 appearances. That leads the team. 4-2 record with a 2.98 ERA, 51 1/3 innings, 62 strikeouts, 15 walks. He's allowed 6 home runs. As Zach Watson bats. First pitch to him here. Hits his helmet. Oh, goodness. Shentuv hit Watson and knocked his helmet clear off. Watson is down on his knees, forehead on the ground, and the athletic trainer Blake Wooten instantly sprints out to check on the right-hander. I think that got the crease of his helmet up near the rim, the brim of it, rather, and Watson is up onto one knee, and fortunately, looks to be okay, but my goodness, that's never easy. And honestly, if I were Erie at this point, it wouldn't be the worst idea to pull Watson out of the game, at least for now. Because Bowie has had their problems with injuries and their problems with head injuries the last couple of days. Maverick Hanley, who just got, of course, re-added from the injured list, had to go under concussion protocol after taking a hard foul ball off of his mask that removed him from a game in the Altoona series. And yeah, they're going to give Watson a basic concussion test here while Blake Wooten holds his hands up against Watson's ears, see if there's any pain, and just look him in the eyes as well, see how he looks. But it's just the trio that are in the right-handed batter's box, Watson, Wooten, and then manager Kyle Moore. But now Watson is up. He's on his feet, and he's putting his helmet back on. Well, there are some teams, and I know the Erie Seawolves are one of them, organizations specifically, the Tiger system, as Yaya Shentuv is going to get a mound visit right now. He's definitely been wild. Those first 2 pitches to Andres Angulo were so far up and in that if Angulo hadn't ducked out of the first one, he would have had the same fate that Zach Watson just received. And then to have that one to Watson, there's clearly something off about the fastball. But there are some organizations, and the Tigers are one of them. It happened a handful of times for them last season and a couple of times this season that if a batter gets hit in the helmet in any capacity, even if it's a 55-mile-an-hour curveball that just knocked him on the thickest part of the helmet, they're still taken out of the game. It's just a precaution that feels worth the risk for a game scenario in the interest of long-term health of the player, which is fair. I can see both ends of it. I do really feel, though, that Watson could be best suited to maybe take the rest of this game off, because it is already the 7th inning. Or at the very least, I hope he'll get tomorrow off. He deserves a day to rest. So after that lengthy injury delay, quote-unquote injury, but just delay, and then the mound visit, the home plate umpire grants Shentuv one warm-up pitch. And he says he's good, so now with runner at first and 2 away, Daryl Hernaiz will bat. Bowie leads 3-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Hernaiz is 0 for 3. First pitch to him here is down and away, a slider, 1-0 to start. Hernaiz reached on 2 errors in the 6th inning. He bounced the ball to third. That just went right underneath the glove of Trey Cruz, and then it did the same to Dane Myers in left field. Here's the 1-0, and it's down and away, back pick to first, and they missed it, just barely. The throw from Dylan Dingler was slightly to the right of Quincy Naporti. He had to stretch into foul territory to receive it, had to snap the tag back behind him to try and get Watson, and it was just late. That one will send a jolt in you, have you shorten your lead, and that's part of the point of making those back picks, that even if you don't record the out, you still get that batter a little bit shorter. Maybe shorten that secondary lead as well, as the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed outside. Hernaiz nearly lost the helmet on that one. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Runner at first, 2 away. And a pickoff throw to first. Doesn't elicit a tag. We'll see if Watson does try to take off, though. He's attempted 5 steals this season, only caught once. Massive gap on the right side of the infield. Watson stays. The 1-2 is sprayed foul to the right side. Hernaiz has pulled the ball over half of the time here in just his 4 games at Double-A. Another 1-2, and Hernaiz again with a piece into the netting right side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Connor Norby is supposed to be on deck, but Andrew Dashbach is in the on-deck circle now after Norby was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Next pitch, and it's bounced foul off of home plate. Count stays. And were there defensive changes that didn't get announced in the last half inning? Yes, there were. So Dashbach was in the game in the last half inning, and he replaced Toby Welk at first base. So Dashbach's already been in this game. I just wasn't informed. The 1-2 just misses high. That's going to draw some well-deserved groans from the crowd. That is not a call I necessarily agree with, even though it benefits Bowie. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch, and Hernaiz gets another piece back to the screen. So for the next half inning, the defensive changes that didn't get announced, Bowie brought in Andrew Dashbach to put him at first base, and Toby Welk moved from first base to left field, replacing Connor Norby. Dashbach is in the 2-hole today. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Shentoof steps off of the back of the rubber. Runner at first, still only 1 out. Welk lined out to second to open the inning. Andres Angulo flew out to deep left center field. Zach Watson was hit by a pitch that sent his helmet careening. And now the Baysox dugout is receiving a warning. The home plate umpire is showing the thinness of his skin as Kyle Moore has now come down from the third base coach's box to voice his displeasure. The home plate umpire has removed the mask and has walked up to discuss with Moore. I think Moore is actually saying that Shentoof has taken more than 2 steps off of off of the back of the rubber, and he should have been called for a balk. There has been at least 1 pickoff that I instantly recall. Yeah, no, he stepped off the back of the rubber. That was a missed call. There have been 2 pickoff attempts, and Shentoof just stepped off the back of the rubber. Watson should have been granted second base by the new rules, and the home plate umpire missed that call. But Hernaiz hammers one to deep left field anyway. Myers runs back. He looks up at the wall, and it's gone. Daryl Hernaiz says goodbye. His first Double-A home run is a 2-run blast here in the 7th, and Bowie leads 5-2. A big shot for Hernaiz, his first extra base hit here in Double-A. Whatever interpretations you want to look at for the rules, who cares? Hernaiz sends them all home anyway. That's his 3rd hit in Double-A total. It brings home Watson after the hit by pitch, and that is some massive cushion for the Baysox. And now Andrew Dashbach will bat for the first time today. 190 average for Dashbach. 12 homers, 40 runs batted in. First pitch to him is called a strike. Hits on the inside edge of the zone, and it's 0-1. For Shentoof, that is the 6th home run he's allowed this season. As the 0-1 pitch is down and inside. A fastball runs the count even, and a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Bounce deep in the hole to third and past Trey Cruz. He didn't have a play on it. Dashbach moves to first base. He thought about second, but Dane Myers was able to get to the ball quickly. And Dashbach is already on the board. He extends his hit streak to 6 consecutive games. Everything here coming with 2 outs for Bowie as Shentoof started out so strong, but after that first pitch to Andres Angulo went so wild, you could tell that his command wasn't at its best. And Bowie has been able to capitalize on it now as Kobe Mayo bats. First pitch in, and Mayo hammers it out to deep left center field. Myers is back, out toward the alley, up against the wall. Parker Meadows makes the catch. Great read by Meadows to call off Myers and end the inning. But Bowie gets two across. A big two-run home run for Daryl Hernaiz. And the Baysox at the stretch lead 5-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional, organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Bottom of the seventh here in Erie as the Baysox are gaining ground. They lead 5-2. First pitch home from Jake Brzezina to Trey Cruz. Misses a bit high for a ball. It's 1-0 to start. As Brzezina takes on his second inning of relief, the 1-0 pitch is a curveball outside. Already 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Cruz, Bryant Packard, and then Andrew Navigado set to bat. As Brzezina allowed a home run to Quincy Naporti in the 6th. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Curveball outside. It's 2-1. Cruz is 0 for 2, lined out to left his last time up, and the next offering is a high breaking ball. Cruz not the tallest character out there, so you've really got to hit your spot well in the top half of the zone if you want to log a called strike. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and he swings and misses. Curveball inside. Run it full. So again, Brzezina, he's usually good for about 2 innings, and I feel like that's where Bowie might need to end it. They do have a right-hander already warming in the bullpen just in case. Payoff pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. Taken on 2 hops by Toby Welk and brought back to the infield as Cruz has hits in back-to-back games now, 4 overall in his Double-A career. And now here's Bryant Packard, who had the solo home run back in the 3rd inning. Left-hander lined out to right field on the first pitch he saw in the 5th. Thought he could get Chase McDermott again, but failed. First pitch here is an off-speed, called for strike on the outside edge. And it's 0-1 to start. Lefty on lefty here, as the next offering is popped up. Out toward right center field. Long run in for Haskin, but the center fielder calls off Watson and makes the catch. There's one away as it goes back to the top of the lineup for Andrew Navigado. Navigado 0 for 2. He flew out to right field his last time up. It was an excellent play deep in the corner by Zach Watson. He had to cover a lot of ground and make the catch. Just crossing over the foul line. Fortunately, deep in that corner is where the bullpens are, so he had some more room to work with. while navigating with space for the wall. First pitch to Navigato is called a strike on the lower inside corner. Fastball opens it up at 0-1. 5-2 Bowie leads. They've outscored Bowie 5-1 since the start of the 6th inning. So we sit here in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, bounced off of home plate toward third. Przina has to glove it in the grass, and he can't go anywhere with it. That one might have rolled foul. At that rate, Przina probably should have just let it go and see what would happen. But he decided to pick it up. Thought he might have been able to get Navigato, but couldn't. Navigato was already at first by the time Przina grabbed the ball. So an infield single for Navigato. He's got hits in 5 consecutive games now. And Bowie needs to be careful because they're running into a tough order of the lineup with what's now a tying run at the plate. Here's Gage Workman. First pitch home. Switch hitter bounces it up the third baseline, but it pulls foul. 0-1 to start. Fortunately for Bowie, Workman does not hit the ball too well when batting as a right-hander. Only a 180 average and 2 of his 14 home runs. He strikes out over half the time, nearly 60% of the time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed inside, and it's 0-2. If you want to keep it low in the zone, that'd be helpful as well. Maybe get him to ground it. Workman has hit into 5 double plays this season. Get one here to end the inning. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging just a piece. Too far ahead of another curveball outside. Pushed back to the screen, and the count stays at 0-2. As Bowie leads 5-2. 2 RBI single with no one out in the 6th inning for Hudson Haskin. A sacrifice fly in that same frame for Cody Roberts, and then a 2-run home run for Daryl Hernaiz, his first in Double-A. 0-2. Just misses inside. Looked like it probably could have gone. Run the count to a ball and 2 strikes now. Next pitch home. Curveball belted out to deep center, but playable. Haskin jogging back slightly, camps his feet, makes the catch. Runner at second will tag, and Bowie will let that happen. A productive out as Cruz advances to third base. Doesn't fully factor into the equation, but it's still a tying run at the plate with Parker Meadows. Bowie has Clayton McGinnis warming in the bullpen. He's not throwing anymore. He was earlier, and now he's just kind of wiping up. And they can go to McGinnis anytime they want. They're sticking with Przina here for a lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch. Meadows pops it up. Out toward left field. Welk sees it, moves to his left about 2 steps, now back to his right, and makes the catch. A couple of singles left stranded. Przina with a scoreless 7th. We move to the 8th. Bowie leads 5-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service, and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print. not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
On to the 8th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie, as the Baysox might have a chance to build some cushion, but they do have to do it against another new pitcher as the Seawolves dip into their bullpen for the 3rd time today. Dario Gardea will take over. Hudson Haskin will lead off, followed by Cesar Prieto and Cody Roberts. The 2 previous relievers for Erie did not have good days. Billy Lesher gave up a run in an inning, allowed 2 inherited runners to score. Yaya Shentoof is done, as the first pitch to Hudson Haskin is called a strike on a high fastball, 0-1. Shentoof fired 1 inning. He allowed 2 hits and 2 runs, both were earned. Did not strike anyone out, did not walk anyone, allowed a home run. Here's the 0-1 to Haskin, and a high fastball misses. It's a ball and a strike now. As Gardea takes over, 6'2", 210-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Chihuahua, Mexico. International free agent signed by the Tigers back in 2018. As they've got a bit of a shift on for Haskin, the 1-1 is up and in for a called strike. That one found its way back into the zone as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Gardea on the year has only 16 appearances. He's 0-1 with a 6.05 ERA. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Haskin reaches for a changeup, poked over towards short. Picked by Workman and sent to first in time. 6-3 put out, and the inning starts with a grounder. Gardea has 19 1/3 innings under his belt. He's only struck out 12 batters and walked 7. He has allowed 3 home runs this year, his 2nd appearance in this series, but he tossed 2 scoreless innings. He was the most efficient pitcher for Erie on Wednesday in the 15-5 blowout win for Bowie. Here's Cesar Prieto. First pitch, bounced to first but foul. 0-1 to start. 0 for 3 day for Prieto. Flew out to right field back in the 6th inning. He struck out swinging in the 5th. Grounded out to second base back in the 2nd. Now the sun's starting to fall behind a couple of the buildings out around Erie here as the 0-1 pitch misses up and away a fastball. It's 1-1. But as the clouds have made themselves a little more sparse, we're seeing more sunlight out on the infield and mostly in right and center field. Left field, though, is starting to get a lot of the shade that'll cross over through the remainder of the evening. 1-1 pitch. Prieto watches down and inside a slider, runs it to 2-1. Now, Bowie has not been a team too often this year to come from behind late in games, but it is becoming a trend. I don't want to use trend just yet. It's 2-1. Prieto squares to bunt and pops it foul out of play. That is the first time all season that Cesar Prieto has attempted a bunt on anything other than the first or second pitch. And only the 2nd time all season he's attempted it on anything past the first pitch. Really tried to surprise the infield there, but it runs the count even at 2, so he doesn't really have a chance now. And Gardea steps off at the back of the rubber. Right-hander sets. And now the 2-2 pitch. Prieto bounces it foul. Ahead on the changeup again, and the count stays. Yeah, Bowie didn't overcome a deficit fully on Tuesday, but they did have a tie in the 9th inning after going hitless for 12 consecutive batters, and they won the game. That's at least part of it. The 2-2 is driven high out toward right center field, more toward straightaway center as Meadows sees it and makes the catch. There's 2 away. Of course, there was the come-from-behind walk-off win for Bowie against Altoona. After they had a lead, lost the lead, trailed by 1 going into the 9th, and still won. They trailed, actually they didn't trail in that 11-8 win against Altoona. That was a funky game. Trying to remember parts of that game. Here's Cody Roberts, first pitch a foul over to the right side. It's 0-1 to start. But at least Bowie, they're showing some life, and that's what makes losses like last night all the more frustrating at points for the team is that you load the bases with no outs in the ninth, a one-run game, and you can't do anything with it. The 0-1. Fastball misses high, and it's a ball and a strike here. To get so close and to just miss out is very difficult. 1-1 pitch to Roberts. I suppose that missed inside a little bit. It looked close. It runs the count to 2-1. Roberts is 0 for 2. Hit a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. That started a double play as the back-end runner on the sacrifice fly was thrown out, trying to go to third base. The 2-1, and it swung on and missed outside. It's 2-2. Base is empty, 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Seems to be that Bowie will go with Clayton McGinnis for the bottom of the 8th. He'll be up for a potential save situation if he goes for 2 innings, but maybe Bowie tries for Hector Perez again, as he's only made 1 appearance in this series. 2-2 pitch. Roberts watches outside, and it fills. And Perez pitched on Tuesday in the 6-5 win after Bowie broke ahead for the lead in the 9th inning. Obviously, he had no reason to pitch in the 15-5 win, and then the last 2 nights Bowie lost. Hector Perez has somewhat taken on a closer role for Bowie. The payoff pitch, and Roberts watches called strike 3 inside. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is not a well-called zone. Roberts is back to the dugout, and he's really working hard to hold his tongue. Baysox go down in order in the top of the 8th. They still lead by 3. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to baysox.com.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, fans, don't forget about our friends over at Pest Now, proud partner of the Baysox, and they provide pest control services for Prince George's Stadium. If you've got any problems with pests, termites, mosquitoes, really anything that you might need help with, give them a call. Pest Now, 301-231-8300, or visit them online at pestnow.com. The Baysox make a pitching change as we move on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Clayton McGinnis takes over to face Quincy Naporti. First pitch home, and the right-hander watches a called strike on the upper inside corner. It's 0-1. Naporti hit his league-leading 30th home run back in the 6th inning, a solo blast off of Jake Prezina. It was the only run Prezina allowed. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Change up inside, 0-2. The line on Prezina is closed. 2 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. He struck out 2, walked none. He earns a hold. As McGinnis takes over for Bowie, a 6'1", 180-pound right-hander, non-drafted free agent, signed out of Wichita State in 2019. Here's the next. Swinging a belted ball out towards shallow center. Haskin runs in, now backs up. All in all, he probably moved about 3 feet from his original spot before making the catch. So one away. Here's Dane Myers, who's had a good day. 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Extended his hit streak to 13 consecutive games. That's one of the longest this season in the Eastern League. Longest on the team for Erie this year. Joey Ortiz has the longest in the league at 18 consecutive games that he had just into the start of August. First pitch to Myers is swung on and missed down. Good breaking ball from Clayton McGinnis. On the season for Bowie, McGinnis has 17 appearances. He's gone 1-2 with a 6.75 ERA. 22 2/3 innings. He struck out just 18 batters. As the next pitch misses inside, it's 1-1. McGinnis has walked 10, allowed 3 home runs, and fortunately, he's got a 3-run lead. Bowie needs him to hold it to earn a save. McGinnis has blown 3 saves and converted 3 saves. The 1-1 is lifted foul, popped out of play to the right side, and the count goes to 1-2 rather. But if Bowie can pick up this win, they'll take the lead in the Southwest Division again after having a 2-game lead 2 days ago. The 1-2 pitch here is bounced over to short, right at Hernandez, who doesn't move a muscle before scooping between the legs. He sends it over to first in time, 6-3 put out, 2 away. Well, that's a great start for McGinnis to send down the 2 biggest hitters in the lineup in Naporti and Myers on some pretty routine contact. Naporti's flyout wasn't that well struck of a ball. And Myers sending it right to shortstop is a good sign. Bowie actually hasn't induced too many ground balls today. Now here's Dylan Dingler, first pitch. Skips down and away, and it's 1-0 to start. Dingler is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. As McGinnis foots the rubber on the right side out of the stretch. Fires the 1-0, and Dingler swings through it. Fastball inside at 94. It's 1-1. McGinnis only made 1 appearance in the Altoona series, and that was in the loss for Bowie in 10 innings. He came in and allowed Altoona to break ahead as the 1-1 is fouled off back to the screen. It's 1-2. McGinnis would have been in line for the loss in that game had Andrew Dashbach not hit a game-tying home run in the 8th. But McGinnis allowed 2 runs, a solo home run to Andy Rodriguez, who's been on a tear in AA. But then 3 straight base runners with 2 outs, including a go-ahead RBI single. The 1-2 pitch here is called strike 3 on the lower inside corner. Cody Roberts got rung up on a pitch that was just as bad as that one. And Dingler, he can't believe it himself. So, hey, I guess catcher-on-catcher crime, I suppose. But this zone has not been getting any better. I'd potentially argue it's been going in the opposite direction. McGinnis strikes out a batter to end a perfect 8th inning. And as we go to the 9th, Bowie leads 5-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Top of the 9th inning here in Erie as the Baysox want to add on a little bit more insurance before headed to the bottom of the frame. They lead 5-2. 7, 8, and 9 set to bat for the Baysox with Dario Gardea continuing in relief. He had a perfect 8th inning. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. I just noticed after voicing my concerns about the way that this strike zone has been called, the 8th inning was nearly identical for the two pitching staffs. It was a ground out to short, a fly out to center. The order was a little bit different, and then a called strike 3 to end the inning on a bad pitch low. It happened for both of the catchers. Happened to Dylan Dingler, happened to Cody Roberts, and neither of the called strikes were good. As W. Welk bats, first pitch misses high, and it's 1-0 to start. Welk is 0 for 2, walked in the 5th inning, got to second base as the next pitch here is called a strike. On the inside edge of the zone, and it runs the count even at a ball and a strike here. Andres Angulo will follow, and then Zach Watson after that. As the 1-1 pitch. Slider misses down and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. There's something about Gardea, I suppose. He's been the most effective relief pitcher for Erie in this series when his numbers would make you think differently. The 2-1 pitch. Popped foul out of play right side. It's 2-2. Because for someone who's 0-1 with a 6.05 ERA, has blown his only 2 save opportunities, has struck out fewer than 1 batter every inning pitched. Very odd. But sometimes there are players like that that just get you. The 2-2. Slider misses outside, and it runs the count full. So if Bowie can hold on in the bottom of the 9th inning, Clayton McGinnis will face the bottom 3 in the lineup for Erie. If Bowie can hold on, they'll move back into a single-game lead of the Southwest Division. The 3-2 pitch fouled off into the Baysox dugout. Fortunately, just a little slow spin on a high breaking ball, and it missed everyone, leaned up against the railing, just skimmed the top of their hats there. Count stays full. Gardea sets. The payoff pitch. Welk watches down and away for ball 4. Second time that Welk has walked today. First base runner that Gardea has allowed. 3rd walk overall from Seawolves pitching. And now here's Andres Angulo, who walked himself back in the 5th. He's 0 for 2 overall. A fly out to left field in the 7th. A 5-2 lead for Bowie. Trailing 1-0 and looking like they couldn't hit a ball over the first 5 innings. First pitch to Angulo is called a strike in the upper outside corner, 0-1. Wilmer Flores was putting together perhaps the best start out of the last 3 games for the Erie rotation. But he's in line for a loss. As the 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the right side, it's 0-2. Angulo struck out 7 over 5 scoreless innings, allowed only 3 base runners. Angulo. Flores struck out 7, allowing only 3 base runners in 5 scoreless innings, a single and 2 walks. But in the 6th inning, an error allowed the first batter to reach. A hit by pitch allowed the second. The 0-2 here is swung on and missed outside. Hardy wave on a slider, and Angulo goes down chasing. Second strikeout for Gardea. 9th overall for Erie pitching. But after that error and hit by pitch, most frustratingly about it is that it knocked Connor Norby out of the game. And if Bowie loses him, well, that's going to dart a lot of their chances at a potential playoff push. We'll have to follow up and see what we can get. First pitch into Zach Watson is swung on in line deep out toward the left field corner up against the wall. Myers watches it bounce off the top of the wall. First to third goes Welk. The throw is late as Watson cruises into second base on the back end with a double. Second and third with only 1 out as Zach Watson picks up another big hit in this series. His 10th double of the year on a hard line drive to deep left. Well, I say it at least once or twice a series. I've already said it once in this game. Once or twice a road series, I should say. At least once this game already, that would have been a home run at Prince George's Stadium. 317 feet down the line to left field, already further than the wall in Bowie. Not to mention that the wall here is 30 feet in the air. But now the infield plays in with Daryl Hernaiz. First pitch to him, misses high, a fastball, and it's 1-0 to start. Base hit here could really put the game out of reach to help Bowie for the bottom of the ninth. Hernaiz with the 2-run home run in the 7th took it from a 1-run lead to a 3-run lead. Here's the 1-0, and Hernaiz watches called strike. Changeup hits the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1. It's a 1-for-4 day overall for Hernaiz. That home run was only his third hit, I should say. His first home run in Double-A. Second and third, one away. Next pitch from Gardea. And Hernaiz bounces it hard up the middle and through the gap for a base hit. A slow roller will score 2. Welk is down. Watson rounds third and scores. A 2 RBI single for Darell Hernaiz. And Bowie bumps the lead up. It's 7-2. 4 RBI for Hernaiz in just the last 3 innings of the game. Have really turned this one around for Bowie and have given them a prime position to move back into sole possession of first place at the end of the day. And now Andrew Dashbach to bat for the second time today. He singled back in the 7th inning. Replaced Connor Norby after Norby got hit by a pitch on the hand. First pitch here to Dashbach, and he swings through a high fastball. It's 0-1. Inning started with a walk of Toby Welk on a full count. Andres Angulo struck out on 3 pitches. Zach Watson hit a line drive double on the first pitch he saw. And Darell Hernaiz with the infield playing in, bounced a single through the center field gap to bring both runners home and give Bowie a 7-2 lead. Next pitch to Dashbach is a half swing. He couldn't hold back on it. Fastball outside. And the count goes to 0-2 on that little almost 3/4 wave. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Runner goes. It's up and in for a ball. Throw to second is in time. Well, Dylan Dingler has been rated as having one of the best arms behind the plate in Double-A. And that's another example why. Hernaiz is caught for the first time in his Double-A career. Caught stealing goes 2-6. And it's the second out of the inning as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Dashbach. That's the right play to try and steal there, but it wasn't an off-speed in an 0-2. It was the fastball. Now the 1-2 is the off-speed. Swung on and missed for strike 3. But Bowie gets 2 more runs across as the 9th inning moves to the bottom of the frame. 2 RBI single by Darell Hernaiz has a 7-2 lead for Bowie with 3 outs to go. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Well, it is always a nice honor to have you tune in each and every day. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Erie. Matt Sabatas with you from UPMC Park. Thank you so much for stopping by. As the first pitch to Daniel Cabrera is popped up behind home plate, it gets out of play. They're vying for it in the row just in front of the press box, and it bounces down. 0-1 to start. Bowie leads 7-2. A chance to move back into first place and halt their brief 2-game losing skid. Clayton McGinnis trying for the save. Next pitch here is grounded to short. Hernandez bounces on it and fires a low toss to first. It gets there. 6-3 put out, and there's one away. McGinnis has retired all 4 batters he's faced. He's got Trey Cruz and Bryant Packard to deal with here. Cruz singled to left field back in the 7th inning, but got stranded at third base thanks to 2 flyouts by Jake Prezina. Switch hitter Cruz bats lefty, and he squares to bunt, but fouls it off. Fastball gets back to the catcher and rolls in front of home plate. It's 0-1 to start. Well, again, Bowie has been a team that does so much of their work in the first few innings. They have some of the best numbers in the first inning all season in the Eastern League. Inversely, they have some of the worst numbers in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings in the Eastern League this year. But to get so much of their work done in the 7th and 9th innings today, again, I've said it constantly, shows what this team is capable of. As the next pitch to Cruz misses high, it's 1-1. And why they can go on a big run to hopefully run away with the remainder of this season. Because after today, as the 1-1 pitch is lined out to deep left field, Welk sees it, ranges to his right, and makes the catch. After today, there are only 13 games left in the regular season. Bowie will still have just a 1-game lead over Erie, however, going into tomorrow's 1:35 first pitch. We'll discuss that game when the time comes, but as we continue with the bottom of the 9th here, there's 2 outs. Bryant Packard steps into bat. He drove in the first run for Erie, his first Double-A home run to lead off the 3rd inning. First pitch to him here is fouled off. Gets back to the screen, and it's 0-1 to start. Chase McDermott is up for his first Double-A win today, following 5 innings of 1-run ball. As Bowie leads 7-2 here in the bottom of the 9th. The 0-1 pitch to Packard. Half swing. Did he go? He did. Third base umpire makes the call, and it's 0-2 on Packard. Base is empty, 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. McGinnis looks for 2 perfect frames to earn the save as he snaps set at the waist. Up to the chest, the 0-2 pitch. Outside a fastball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. McGinnis came in with a 3-run lead. It's, of course, ballooned to 5, so it's still a save situation that he wants. The 1-2 pitch. Line drive foul, third base side and out of play, count stays. Well, thanks to the early start time and the nice weather, fans have still stuck around in their seats for most of this one, despite the fact that the Baysox have ran away with it in the end. McGinnis just trying to close it up. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen again, and the count stays as Packard continues to hold on. That was the 5th pitch of the plate appearance. After Cabrera grounded out to start the inning and Cruz lined out to follow. Shadows across the mound as McGinnis sets. The 1-2 pitch. Half swing. Did he go? He did! Bryant Packard strikes out swinging, and the Bowie Baysox are winners once again. They come from behind late to plate 7 runs after the 5th inning and reclaim first place with a 7-2 win over Erie. We've got tons to talk about and some highlights to play as we get going with Baysox postgame in a little bit. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com. At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Sabanas.
Well, that was a game of two halves, if you want to put it briefly, as the Bowie Baysox are able to come from behind and pick up a, in the end, big win over the Erie Seawolves. 7-2, the final this afternoon from UPMC Park in Erie. The Baysox able to push back ahead into sole possession of first place, ending their very brief two-game losing skid. As we get going from UPMC Park, Matt Sabatas with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. We'll recap this game in depth, then look around the Eastern League, as a couple of games are getting underway. Most of them didn't get started until later today, but a few games are in action, and we'll get you some scoreboard updates on that. But first, we've got a recap. Take you all the way back in time to the faraway land of 4:06 p.m. when first pitch came home from Chase McDermott, or from Wilmer Flores, rather, to Daryl Hernaiz. It was a strike, and Hernaiz went down on 3 pitches. Connor Norby lined out to left field, and Kobe Mayo reached on a single, but he was left stranded, and that would be the only base hit for Bowie until the 6th inning. It was a good day for Flores until that 6th inning came to pass. But in the bottom of the first, as McDermott took over, he gave up a 2-out single to Parker Meadows, but finished with a scoreless frame. While the Baysox went down in order in the second, McDermott worked around a leadoff walk for a scoreless second in his own right. Bowie went down in order again in the third, and in the bottom of the third, against 148 hitting Bryant Packard, McDermott served up just one tough pitch. Next pitch home, and Packard lifts it out to deep right field. This one's gone. First Double-A home run for Bryant Packard, and Erie leads 1-0. That was a tough pitch for McDermott to allow out, but it was fine since he was able to work from there. Stranded another runner in scoring position to follow, thanks in part to a great play from the infield, throwing out a runner trying to score from third on Andrew Navigado. And in the 5th inning, as Flores did walk a couple of batters, Bowie finally had their first chance to potentially tie the game with first and second 2 away, but Zach Watson flew out and ended the inning. Bottom of the 5th came up, and McDermott, well, he was back to work. He retired, as a matter of fact, the final 8 batters he faced, had a couple of good defensive plays to back him up, and ended up striking out 6 batters, 78 pitches total for the 5 innings of 1-run ball. And in the top of the 6th, with McDermott still the pitcher of record for Bowie, the Baysox were able to give him some action. As Wilmer Flores, he didn't get much help from his defense. Erie has not had a good defense this series, and that's not even being blunt about it. That's practically just being honest, as they have committed, we are at 8 errors, 10 errors in the 5 games of this series. 10 errors in 5 games this series. They committed 2 on 1 play. Daryl Hernaiz grounded to third, and it just went right under the glove of Trey Cruz. And then when it got to left field, it did the same thing to Dane Myers. Hernaiz went all the way to second base on a ball that should have been a ground out. Connor Norby got hit by a pitch on the hand, and he was removed from the game. Kobe Mayo came in after a pitching change and laid down a beautiful bunt single just in front of the third base line that loaded the bases for Hudson Haskin, and Haskin delivered the big hit. 2 outs for a tying run. First pitch, and Haskin lines it to center field for a base hit. This will score 1 as Hernaiz comes down. Norby gets the wave around. Here comes the throw. There's no throw home as it's cut off. A go-ahead 2 RBI single for Hudson Haskin, and the Baysox lead 2-1 here in the 6th. So all of a sudden, Bowie was ahead, and fortunately, with runners still in scoring position, Cody Roberts was able to drive in 1 more. Roberts has struck out as well today. First pitch, and he floats it out toward deep right field. Cabrera has a track on it, makes the catch. Here comes the tag from Mayo. The throw home is close, and they try to get the backhand runner as it's backhanded by the pitcher, and they go to second to get Haskin. But Mayo scores. The sacrifice fly is effective, but a double play goes 9-1-5 as Haskin is eliminated to end the inning. So the double play did burn a little bit, but Bowie got 3 runs across, and they had a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 6th. As Jake Brzezina took over, he got a quick ground out from Parker Meadows. But of all batters that are going to burn you in this series, all batters that are going to burn you in this league, Quincy Naporti is the prime suspect, league leader in 29 home runs, hit his 30th. As Brzezina sends in the next, and Naporti belts it out toward deep left field. Norby's back, looking up at the arena, and this one finds its way off the top of the arena. Naporti's 30th home run of the season, and it's a 1-run game. Solo blast for Naporti made it a bit scary after Dane Myers especially singled and stole second base, but Brzezina locked in and struck out the next 2 batters, ending the inning. In the top of the 7th, Bowie wanted to make sure that they rebuilt some cushion. After 2 quick outs against reliever Yaya Shentuv, Zach Watson got hit by a pitch on the helmet. Shentuv did not have fastball control all game. He simply didn't. A couple of pitches to Andres Angulo nearly hit him in the helmet as well. Angulo just got out of the way. But Watson got hit. He was fortunately okay and stayed in the game. Darryl Hernaiz came up, and on a 2-2 pitch, gave Bowie the support they needed by the new rules. And the home plate umpire missed that call. But Hernaiz hammers one to deep left field anyway. Myers runs back. He looks up at the wall, and it's gone! Darryl Hernaiz says goodbye. His first Double-A home run is a 2-run blast here in the 7th, and Bowie leads 5-2. A big home run for Hernaiz, and the inning would close from there, but Bowie had that 3-run edge, one that they would never, ever have to worry about for the rest of the night. Brzezina did allow a couple of singles in the 7th, but worked scoreless, and when the game moved to the 8th, Dario Gardea took over. He worked the side down in order, and so did Clayton McGinnis in the bottom of the 8th. It was a pretty short 8th inning. In the top of the 9th, with Bowie still working against Gardea, he finally started to crack. Toby Welk drew a walk. Andres Angulo struck out, but Zach Watson smashed a hard double off of the left field wall. Again, a hard hit ball that would have been a home run at Prince George's Stadium. But still, a double to put runners at second and third. With the infield playing in, Darryl Hernaiz came up big again. Next pitch from Gardea. And Hernaiz bounces it hard up the middle and through the gap for a base hit. A slow roller will score 2. Welk is down. Watson rounds third and scores. A 2 RBI single for Darryl Hernaiz. And Bowie bumps the lead up. It's 7-2. So a 5-run lead for Bowie. Hernaiz with 4 RBI in his last 2 plate appearances. And in the bottom of the 9th, Clayton McGinnis took over and worked quickly. A ground out, a line out to left field. Bryant Packard stepped up and just couldn't hold back on the check swings. Shadows across the mound as McGinnis sets. The 1-2 pitch. Half swing, did he go? He did! Bryant Packard strikes out swinging, and the Bowie Baysox are winners once again. They come from behind late to plate 7 runs after the 5th inning and reclaim first place with a 7-2 win over Erie. So your final box score, Bowie scores 7 runs on 7 hits with no errors. They left on 4. Erie scores 2 runs, also on 7 hits. They committed 2 more errors and left on 7. Chase McDermott is the winning pitcher, his first in Double-A as he moves to 1-1. Wilmer Flores takes the loss. He falls to 5-3 as Clayton McGinnis earns the save. It's his 3rd here in 2022. Make that his 4th. If I can, write down the proper numbers sometimes. Game was played in 2 hours and 27 minutes in front of a paid attendance at UPMC Park of 2,335. With the win, Bowie is back above 500 at 63-62. Their 2-game losing streak is over, and Bowie is 28-34 when playing on the road. With the loss, Erie falls to 74-51. Their 2-game winning streak is over as the Seawolves fall to 39-24 in front of the home crowds. Second half sees Bowie improve to 36-20 on the year, while Erie falls to 35-21. 2 sides meet again tomorrow, and we'll preview that game in a little bit, but for now we break. When we come back, we take a quick look around the Eastern League. Everyone got going much later than Bowie and Erie did, so many games still early, but there are some fast games moving right now. There's a lot going on. We'll tell you about it. Stick around. You're listening to Baysox Postgame.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox. Open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With two of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Well, back to UPMC Park one final time this afternoon as we get ready to close up Baysox postgame following a 7-2 win for Bowie over the Erie Seawolves. Taking a quick look around the Eastern League and some of the scores right now. Games in action are off and running. Now, Bowie and Erie got going early, so everyone else wasn't really moving until 6 o'clock, so everything else is still pretty new. New Hampshire and Portland are just about to get started. Somerset already leads 1-0 over Binghamton just in the bottom of the first. Hartford took a 1-0 lead over Reading in the first, and they're already in the third there at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Harrisburg and Richmond are already having a scoring frenzy. 3 runs for each team in the first inning. Harrisburg has already put on 1 run in the second, and they have first and third with no one out. So they've got a chance to add on even more against Kyle Harrison, who's having a very, very tough day. Meanwhile, as Bowie is always hoping for Akron losses to pile up, Altoona is putting in a lot of work to make that happen. Akron has already made a pitching change after 7 runs came across in the first 2 innings. They're in the bottom of the third, and Altoona leads 7-0. Around the Orioles organization, there are 2 games in action. Make it 3. Norfolk and Lehigh Valley just got underway, but they're scoreless in the top of the first. They're still just on the first batter. Drew Rahm is pitching for Norfolk. He's off to a pretty good start with the AAA squad. We'll see if that can continue today. Aberdeen is just done giving up a 3-run inning to Hickory today. They trail 3-0 in the bottom of the third. And Delmarva and Fredericksburg are tied at 1, also in the third. Again, the score we care about most on this production is that of Bowie's, and it was a fun one today. Maybe not the funnest at the start, but boy, to the end, turn out pretty darn fun. Bowie takes down Erie today, 7-2. 2 teams are back at it again tomorrow. Bowie needs to avoid the series split, because if they lose tomorrow, then this entire series would have been practically for naught. The 2 teams would still be tied for first at the end of the week, the same way that they started the week. But Bowie will try to pick up the win as Brennan Hanafy gets the start for the Baysox, 2-1 with a 5.28 ERA. Right-hander Chance Kirby will go for Erie, the first time that Bowie sees him this series as the Seawolves go with a 6-man rotation. Kirby is 8-3 with a league-leading 2.52 ERA. It'll be a 1:35 first pitch on Sunday, which means a DCA Imaging Systems pregame show of 1:15. That's going to do it for us this afternoon from UPMC Park in Erie. Matt Sabata saying thank you so much for stopping by today as Bowie takes down the Seawolves 7-2. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.